literally makes me try to, like, press this live twice. Like, it'll do it once and then be like, hey, check your account status. It's not connected. And of course, it do the same thing again and then does this. It starts. I don't get Streamlabs. I do not get it sometimes. And Zukov is all big ball of energy, aren't you? Look at you. It looks like you got a little, like, disgruntled look on your face. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Probably don't need it, because you're not getting uppity about the food, so... Oh, well, you went right to it anyway. Boom. Fuck. Sweet. I love a good old... That's a good little crack out of that can. He's so hardcore about trying to get this fucking fly. he's acting how I most feel last night. He's acting how I was feeling. I'm going aggressive against these flies, dude. Get him. Oh my goodness. These will go off. Have fun chasing a bunch of flies? My goodness. What a goof. Ah, oops. Ah, there we go. Gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Ugh. The urges of all suddenly start popping at once. Ugh. Man. Goddamn. Ugh, that was brutal. Ugh. Ugh. Man. Kind of ambushed me and fucking obliterated me there for a second. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, Alright, well, let's see what's going on for a tube. Actually, I know there's a few things we could look at, but I figure check that out later. What's up, baby? What's up, bub? If you're trying to find a fly, it's probably somewhere else. Wait, what are you doing just giving me a stare down for? Is there something you need? He has water, he has food. What are you snooping in through now? Hey! What are you doing? Goofy ass little mutt? I've had a worse day. I've been stressed out now because nothing's going right for her. Shit, it's just one of those days for her? Damn. What's going up? Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought. First she lost her bank card, now she found it, and the U-Haul website won't accept her uploading driver's license. Really? Man, okay, that is kind of some bullshit. At least she found her card, but now, like, the website's being stupid, it won't, like, fucking process her information. Or upload, or allow her to upload the info. So that is some bullshit. I mean, I guess in a way, it's, at least for that, she can't inherently control that, but, I mean, still, that is some annoying shit. And that would piss me off, too. Looks like we'll need to physically go to U-Haul office to do this. Damn. You would think that U-Haul would, you know, at least have their website be a little more functional than that. Which is 40 miles out of the way. Oh my god. Man, fuck. That is some bullshit, dude. What the fuck? I did at least see some pretty funny shit over there. So, just checking out some shit, you know, to kind of look at in my little my little morning stupors. I saw this little post from Now This that was about this country artist that literally had his music video taken down by like by CMT, the country music label, whatever the fuck. And I decided to watch it, and oh my god, dude, it is fucking bad. Like, holy shit, bro. Like, the song is unironically literally pro-lynching, by the way. I'm just gonna put that right out there. It's called, like, Try That in a Small Town or something. And unironically, it's literally just about, like, yeah, if you come here as a city slicker, we're gonna lynch you. And that's basically it. And you can imagine who they mean by city slickers and shit, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure I'm a country bumpkin. Well, the thing is, like, the dude's Jason Adeline, I think. Pretty sure that's his name. Here, let me look up. Yeah, it's Jason Adeline. Or Aldine. And, like, the dude is a rich kid. He's a Nepo baby. Like, he's a big city kid and is... Oh my god, really? Oh my god, of course they did. Why? Dude, what these fucking pieces of shit, dude? But, how do these turn on when they're like, okay, whatever. But, yeah, but anyway, so the dude's literally like, you know, rich kid, like, was born, raised in a fucking city, rich guy, you know, and is a wannabe fucking, you know, like, rural country boy shit. It's the same thing that Kid Rock does. How things work out here, countryside. Well, good thing I ain't no city slicker myself. You know, I've been out in the country, I know how country can work sometimes, too. I mean, realistically, I'm more of a suburbanite, but, I mean, I've, you know, I know how the city works, I know how, you know, at least around here, the country can work. You know, and plus I've been, you know, like, out in, you know, like, the country out in Texas a bunch of times, so, and in Montana, so it's like, I know how that shit works. And yeah, and Jason Adeline, you know, the dude literally is a city slicker fuck and has no idea how the country lifestyle is, and has this wannabe idea and all this shit about like being a good old gun boy. Want to watch it, honestly? I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it is just straight fucking bad. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's honestly like one of those things where it's just overtly racist and overtly, you know, fucking, you know, just straight up like depicting anyone that could potentially be like from the city. Oh, there you are. Or from the, you know, or like anyone who might have been in the protest or something, as basically as a way to, you know, to fucking advocate for, you know, like, essentially gunning people down and being vigilantes and shit. You know what, to be fair, I actually... CMT pulls an Antifa song. Try that in a small town. Oh my god, there's a lot of conservatives that are freaking out over this. Punisher is Yeti Cops in his comics. Yeah. Dude, here, look at this. So, I looked it up. Dude, look at all this shit, bro. At least this video looks like it's more positive. This music video is exposing them. Hypocrisy, showing this guy. But, yeah, like, and this dude has released a bunch of, like, you know, videos of this one song from, like, months ago, apparently. But he just released a video a few days ago, and it got taken down, like, either yesterday or today or something like that. It's still on YouTube, obviously. And of course, it looked, the fucking thumbnails him with, like a tiki torch. Unironically, a tiki torch, dude. I didn't even notice that in the thumbnail. He's literally holding a tiki torch right there. Like, gee, I wonder where the fuck all this implication's coming from, huh? He thinks it's a true story. He thinks it's true? Why? Oh my god, I feel bad for you. Why'd you watch that? You do realize there's a conspiracy behind that movie, too? Like, conservatives literally think that movie is being silenced and censored and being, like, shut down. Like, they think that the Jews are shutting it down. It's like, shut it down, Goyim, they know! It's like type of shit. Like, they literally think that's what's going on with that fucking movie. Dude, these people are fucking Neanderthals, bro. Like, just, like, conservatism is just, like, honestly, like, the, like, de-evolution of the human species to where we basically just, like, what, like, ends up becoming more, essentially, like, Neanderthalic, more so than anything else. I just didn't pay to see it. At least there's that, but still. You bought 5 tickets doing the pay it forward thing. Is that really a fucking thing that y'all do down there? I'm gonna buy something else for somebody and then they get it. Yeah. I mean, it seems like a, a nice idea, but like, I mean, in this day and age, like, fuck no. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, it's not even like I'm against it, but like, I mean, I've only seen it at restaurants before this. Well, yeah, because that's usually how it is for the most part, or like at a fast food place. Like if you kind of pay it forward at a fast food joint, being like, hey, I'll pay for the foods, the person's food, behind me or something. I've even had that happen to me before. So like it's like it happens, but honestly, at least for me, like, usually I'm always, like, on a tight budget that I just don't really do that, honestly. I mean, it's not like I don't want to, but usually, I guess the way I go around with that is I just give people tips at the restaurant and shit. I mean, sometimes there'll be people that will, like, try to buy something, but realize that the card is declined or something like that, and I'll, pay for the shit then. Actually, there was, like, this, there was this, chick who was buying, like, some, like, a few days ago that was trying to buy some chips and, like, a soda or something like that. And her, card didn't go through, and she took off the chips and then it went through. And I was like, you know what, I mean, for a bag of chips, fuck it, here, I'll pay for those. Why not? And, so it's like, I guess I have done it before, but not really, like, really big expenditures and shit. And mostly if it's, like, someone, like, is trying to buy some, but it just doesn't go through for whatever reason. Most things are cheap there at McDonald's. Yeah. They indicted me. Wait, is this a song remix? They indicted me?
Hillary Clinton broke the law, and she didn't get indicted. Joe Biden broke the law, and she didn't get indicted. I did everything right, and they indicted me. I did everything
and they indicted me. Alright, I dig this. This slaps.
I did everything right and they indicted me. They indicted me. They indicted me. Hillary Clinton broke the
Dude, this shit flows.
She didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted.
And what the fuck? They're dancing? Hold on. Look at this.
I did everything right and they indicted
Dude, look at this. Hold on.
They indicted me. Hillary Clinton.
They're fun.
She didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted.
What the hell? I love it, dude.
They indicted me. I did everything right and they indicted me. They indicted me. They indicted
It's basically how I dance.
Hillary Clinton broke the law and she didn't get indicted. Joe Biden broke
Oh my god, it's Elmo on the fucking moon. What the fuck? What the hell?
Joe Biden broke the law and she didn't get indicted.
Just on the moon, dude. Oh my lord. Dude, whoever like edited this video fucking knew what they were doing, and it's so goddamn great. Dude, that shit is fire.
I did everything right.
I'm actually kind of surprised Mike didn't, find us to use this for an outro video, but he makes his own piece, so he needs to do his own version, actually. Oh. You want to see something, want to see some Karen shit? So this is Texas. It's also Ray William Johnson, by the way. Been watching some of his shit lately because he's actually been like, he posts some W's every now and then. It's actually like, has good takes and stuff. Like, I haven't watched him in a long while up until recently. So it's just like, hey, work today? No, I do not. It's my day off. It's my weekend. Well, until tomorrow, then I work again. Here, let's check it.
I hope you hear that, YouTube. I'm fixing to break your fucking camera.
I'm fixing to break your fucking camera, and I tell you what.
Sort of car accident, and this guy was trying to get footage of it.
I'm just recording the scene.
You're not going to.
You're not going to.
This is our family. And you don't have permission.
If you guys have an issue, the officer's right over there.
I'll get the officer.
We have the right to say no. You have no
I'm not
permission.
recording
You don't
this.
have-
No, it's a problem already. Like, I mean, because straight up, like, I mean, one, they're in a public space. Like, there's a street literally right behind them. And if you know anything about, privacy laws and shit, if you're in a public area, there's not this, sense of entitlement of privacy when you're, like, in public. Like, if, you happen to be, recorded in public or some shit, like, this guy recording a scene of an accident, that guy's absolutely well within his right to do so. Because if you're in public, there isn't, like, this guaranteed inherent sense of privacy to that. So that's already problem number one. And two, it's just like, initially, like, the lady, or at least, later in the video, but they kind of started off, being like, I'm going to break your phone. One, great parenting for your kids, by the way. And two, also, like, I'm pretty sure that's assault. And there's cops also in the area, too. Like, literally, like a few feet away from them, basically. And she's, yelling this shit.
They're minors.
These are two kids that
If
are
you film a minor and you put his face anywhere, I will
This is
sue
wrong.
you and you will never have anything.
Alright, let me just interrupt.
That's not how lawsuits work, you dumb Karen bitch. Man, dude, fuck Texas, man. Like, they are just, like, so goddamn stupid, dude. And they are, like, some of the, like, legit most entitled southern motherfuckers that you'll ever meet. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, so many of these motherfuckers, like, feel so goddamn entitled to pretty much, like, everything and the patch of roses and all that shit. Like, I mean, like, they expect, like, pretty much, like, half the time a golden fucking, carpet, let alone a red carpet. Forbidding recording minors. Well, like, specifically in public spaces or just in general? Because, like, yeah, like, I can maybe get that, but if you're in a public space, then, like, out on a sidewalk or by a street, then there's kind of an implicit level of, like, you're in public, like, if someone happens to be recording, for whatever reason, it could be for a documentary, it could be for, like, their, vlog, or whatever the fuck, or recording a scene of an accident to kind of document some shit, like, that person will still be well within their right. It's not just something that, to just be like, oh, hey, it's, like, not allowed. Specific for someone other than a parent or government employees, like cops post things related to minors. Which, yeah, like posting things related to minors, doing it, happen to make a recording, let's say, at least for this, just keep it simple, let's say documenting an accident that happened, even if you had nothing to do with the accident, you just happen to see it. Like, they're well within their right. If anything, the dude's probably doing that just so they can, you can send that footage, to the police or, or something like that. So it could be like, hey, I have some footage, just so, you have some extra eyes, so to speak. I'm sure that would be allowed. Yeah, so so basically, even with that, what you're saying in mind, this guy that is recording this video is absolutely well within his fucking right. Even with that in mind, because he's doing so to document an accident. And now, at this point, it's documenting Karen freaking the fuck out because, oh no, someone has a camera out, with their fucking kids there. Which, by the way, watch, later a little bit, because there's hypocrisy on their part.
Karen here is immediately wrong. It is not illegal to film people in a public place, especially in what appears to be a public street. It's only illegal if you have a reasonable expectation of privacy.
She did everything right and they indicted her.
On a public street, you don't have.
He is a minor. Those 2 children are minors. They're my minors. You better remember that in the state of Texas, it is against the law for somebody to take a picture of a minor. Without their permission, without parental permission.
That is not true. It's in a public space, you don't have an expectation of privacy in a public area. See, that's what, gives you the leeway for this shit. Like, even if there are, specific laws in place when it comes to, like minor consent, for example, like uploading that online or whatever, then, that could be one thing. That's under very specific circumstances. Well, yeah. And also that, yeah, what she's mentioning... what she said, which is under very specific circumstances, yes. Like, everything, that she's mentioning is just bullshit. Again, unless it was like, maybe if they're at their house or something, or he was recording them on their property. That would be one thing, because on your property, on your own house, like, you do at least have some basic, sense of, like, a timeline of privacy at that point. Like, people recording that. Sure, yeah, like if he was hiding behind a bush or something, right? Yeah. Like, there's circumstances that, could make that, be understandable and be like, yes, that's something that you shouldn't be doing. But there's nothing wrong with what this guy's doing.
Do not have that. They're minors, son. They're minors.
And by the way, look, she's recording him now. See, this is why, what she's saying is bullshit in the first place, because now she's recording them.
They're minors.
It's funny. Every time she says, they're minors, I just imagine a bunch of coal miners next to a car accident.
I mean, for real, she's like, they're minors. It's like, yes, I do see some coal miners over there. What do you want?
She says, it's illegal to film us without our permission, as they pull out phones and film him. Also...
Yeah, so that's like another thing. It's like, there's like, you can't record here. By the way, let's record you because fuck you.
She says, I'm gonna sue you and you're never gonna have anything again.
I will sue you and you will never have anything.
Yeah, that's just not how lawsuits work. Even if
unless you're a Texan, then you feel entitled to, have such a mentality where you think, you deserve everything in the fucking world, including the golden carpet, rolled out for you. Like, I mean, this is just the mentality of a lot of, fucking Texas. They have this, like, oh, we're just better than everything, we, like, because there's, like, a uniquely, this culture of Texas, because it used to be a country at one point. And, just have, like, this extra, like, fuck you individualist mentality. Like, not just, like, leave me alone, I just want to do my thing, individualism. It's like, nah, fuck you, I'll do whatever I want, I'll walk all over you because I'm an individual, bitch. Just because I'm entitled to my freedom. It's that shit. It's like it's the individualism that will walk on everyone else, just because they feel entitled to do so. That's how they fucking are. It's like, man, fuck these motherfuckers, dude. California was briefly a country as well. And you know what? Funny enough, at least Californians don't act like this. Like, you get a bunch of yuppie, happy, like, fucking Silicon, Valley girl fucks and, some bimbos here and that. Yeah, California's got some, some fucking dipshits and shit for sure. But, like, I mean, just straight the fuck up, though. Like, they do not act like this. Like, you'll get some fucking Karens, you'll get some motherfuckers for sure from California. I ain't gonna dog on that. But, oh my god. The idea that, like, they could be anywhere close to this type of mentality is pretty fucking silly. Because this mentality is predominantly, mostly in the South. You notice when it comes to a lot of these, like, Karen type of videos and shit, a lot of them are from the South, and a lot of them are white, like middle class, like, wine moms, who are very conservative, like, and shit, like this bitch. I mean, most of them are like this because of cultural behavior of those people down there in South. I mean, it's just like, my God. That's why Fallout's called the New California Republic instead of California Republic. I know. I mean, I know about all that. Yeah, because, I mean, you know, especially with all the history of California that, you know, would still be preserved in Fallout and all that shit. I mean, people would have known about the fact that California used to be a country itself and a state. So, yeah, I know.
They don't, like, garnish all of your assets for life. So there's a lot to hate about this video, but I gotta say, the ending is so satisfying.
And yes, by the way, this is a rare time where a cop is actually, you know, on the right.
Film.
Even minors?
Yes. You're in public. There's no expectation of privacy. I need to... Hey! Let me deal with it. You guys are fine to film. You guys, go over there. You're taking my attention away from dealing with your kids and your family because he's doing what he's allowed to do.
Damn. Dressing them down. Fucking A, dude. And she's actually, dude, that cop's actually pissed about it, too. She's like, I'm trying to help you and your family, and you're all getting in the way of my fucking job because y'all want to have a fuss? Fuck off. Go over there. Like, she is not having any of it, dude. Like, she is, like, going dominatrix mode on these motherfuckers. And for good reason. Because fuck them. Like, I mean, it's good to at least, you know, have their time put in fucking check. Rare time where a cop actually, you know, is in the right.
Leave him alone. Let him film. Let me get back to doing my job, please.
I love it. The cop's just like, stop wasting my time with this bullshit. She like busted out her kid.
Tend to be, in my experience, more of a hard ass than male cops. Well, you know, we actually were talking about this when Dylan Burns was on You Nuggets last Friday. Like, because he was talking about how, like, Dylan was talking about, like, at checkpoints, you know, when they're driving from place to place, you know, they would have to go for checkpoints, and sometimes there's, you know, female soldiers at the checkpoints, and he says that those go way longer and are a lot more, you know, time-consuming, and also those women are more hard asses. A lot of it, you know, because we were mentioning, like, a lot of it's because of, like, societal expectations of women, of not, you know, fucking up and, you know, not, like, making mistakes and stuff. And also, like, this expectation that they have to go the extra mile, you know, that type of shit, you know, and the whole thing. I mean, so there's definitely, like, you know, societal, you know, conditioning, you know, towards a lot of that. Though, I mean, at least, you know, in this case, it's done in a way that is so satisfying. You know, honestly, she had, like, even if it was a male cop, like, honestly, you know, this is how you should act with him. Like, it's like, hey, you're taking my time away from, you know, solving this issue and making your all's fucking lives, you know, easier, and you're all making it worse by trying to annoy this guy. Fuck off. Like, go over there, leave him alone, he's allowed to do that, let me do my fucking job. Like, she ain't having any of that shit. I mean, and that's how it should be. You know, so it's like, good on her. I mean, you know, it's like, I mean, honestly, I mean, it's like, I mean, that's what, like, when it comes to a situation like this, I mean, this is how I, you know, expect a cop to operate. You know, or at least, you know, should be, because this is being a public servant, because she's keeping the peace, de-escalating, and, you know, asserting the fact that, hey, I have a job I'm doing here, let me finish it, and y'all can go about your merry way and shit, and y'all can fuck off, and you don't have to worry about each other anymore. You know, but you're making it worse. Stop it. I don't want to have to make this problem worse for myself and y'all. So knock it off. Like, she made it very fucking clear. Very clear with that shit. And they fucked off immediately because, you know, especially for a conservative and these, you know, Texan types, oh, they respect their boys and girls in blue. Oh, they respect the cops. So they'll bend the knee to the cop first fucking second. And that's what they did. So, honestly, for, like, the, you know, rare time a cop actually is in the right, you know, I'll give them, you know, the credit for it, especially when they, you know, can take advantage of the fucking respect, like, the fucking cocksucking respect that these conservatives give them. When they fuck up and a cop puts them in their place and puts them in check, and knowing that they are going to respect them and suck their dick, be like, yes, daddy officer, or yes, mommy officer, then it's honestly even more satisfying, because it just shows how much of an obedient little fuck that they really are. It shows how much of an obedient little fucking drone that these motherfuckers really are. And yet they claim to be individualists. These are the most collective hive mind motherfuckers in this country, dude. The biggest collective hive mind in this country. they barely, devolve away from any ideas or philosophy from, each other. They don't, venture away from, like, the core root values. They're all hive mind. And, and especially when it comes to things like cops. Fucking Neanderthalic, dude.
Teacher voice and everything.
You guys go over there. Alright.
And then it seems like the woman was so embarrassed, she, like, walked off into the woods. Legit like that Homer Simpson disappearing into the bush meme.
Oh my god, what? Wait, what?
She, like, walked off into the woods. Legit like that Homer
Oh
Simpson.
my god, she is. She's like, alright, I guess I'm gonna hide in this bush now.
Social media has been a thing for like 20 years now. How do people still not know you are allowed to film in public? If someone is filming you in public and you don't like it, the most you can do is ask them nicely to stop and hope they do. Because unfortunately, if they don't stop, there's not a lot you can do about it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like, because honestly, that's all you can really do is just ask them politely, be like, hey, can you please not record us? If you want to record this, fine, just keep us out of it, please. Because honestly, like, during the protests, for example, there's been a couple times where some people have been like, hey, just want to make sure that, you aren't recording people's faces or anything like that, and, and all that shit. I'll be like, and what I'll say is like, oh, yeah, okay. I'll make sure I'll keep an eye on my stream, make sure that doesn't happen. And just have a little quick back forth sometimes, maybe a little conversation, and then we just go about our day. Nothing ever happens. I mean, because that's all you can really do. I mean, at least if you're in, like, a protest scenario, I mean, what could happen is that a lot of people from that protest can, kind of usher you out, type of shit, or kind of essentially make you leave, so it's just like, like, at least in those situations. But if you're just like out in public like this, like, there's no expectation of them to stop, nor is there an expectation that like, of them, like, just not allowed whatsoever to record you. And that, and also, fucking Texans are just insane. I mean, my lord. Like, a few times I've been down there, oh my god. It's a culture shock sometimes. At least, like, a lot of my family lives out in the rural areas, so I don't really have to see a lot of that stupid shit. But, oh my god. Texas is hellish. It is. I'm just glad I don't have to live there and I'm not a woman, that lives in Texas, because it's just a fucking backwards, misogynistic, fascist shithole, dude. These fucking flies, dude. Oh yeah, let me move to Alabama where it's worse. The only thing better about Alabama is that it's smaller. And less people. So less likely to deal with that shit. Oregonian weed. I would have to, like, drive there to do that. I'm dying here, bro. Dude, the heat up here is ridiculous, too. I hate it, too. It sucks. I haven't had any vape in a few days. Oh, my lord. You can have a tolerance break. Good lord. And what's with this, like, whole, like... This been kind of getting the waves a little bit. About this soldier that fled to North Korea. From what I understand, the dude, like, assaulted somebody, I guess, like, another soldier at, one of the bases in Korea, and was going to be sent back home for disciplinary action and shit, and he was like, fuck that, and decided to go to North Korea instead, and, hedge his bets there or something, which I fucking do not know why he thought that was a good idea. Like, because, I'm pretty sure whatever repercussions you're gonna get, once you get out of that, is gonna be way fucking worse. I mean, it's like, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking of that. I feel like if he just decided to go home and say fuck it and just like face, face the flame with that one a little bit, you would have been fine. Sean's a good boy. Oh my god, no he's not. Like 1950s era, like 1960s era North Korea, is way different in comparison to like 1990s to today Korea. Like legit. Like a lot of the things that we know about Korea now really happened pretty much after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Because at least, when the Soviet Union was still a thing, like they were kind of helping keeping North Korea's economy uplifted in a lot of ways. And that actually, for a while, made North Korea technically better than South Korea, because South Korea was literally a fascist military dictatorship that was, like, pretty much, like, by proxy owned by the U.S. military to some extent for a while. Or at least oversought by the U.S. military. Same for Japan. Like, I mean, because of the military occupation with MacArthur, where General MacArthur was literally, like, proxy military junta leader of Japan for a while. At least compared to North Korean peasants. Well, historically that's happened. There's like a lot of, there's actually been a few times where this has happened before. And especially back during like the 60s and 70s and shit. And like, I mean, because there's like a lot of times where, especially with the whole big American dream thing, some of these, soldiers, kind of got disenfranchised with that. And being stationed in Korea saw a lot of, crazy heinous shit that, South Koreans were doing. So when they saw a lot of stuff going on the northern side, at least near the border, they're like, this shit looks better, fuck this. And they literally would, like, hedge their bets and try to flee over there. Like, there's one story that Hassan was actually watching about this guy that he was the second defector to the U.S., and there was, like, this first guy, John something Azari, I think his name was, and then it was this dude, which I forgot his name. And like, basically, he, was somebody who grew up poor, from kind of a somewhat poor family and shit. And eventually, like, he was even homeless for a while because his, father, of course, left him, and, his mom and all this other shit after a nasty divorce and yada yada. And was able to at least, get a little success by joining the army and stuff, and at least get a little bit of stability and shit like that. Fast forwarding enough time, and actually was able to settle down for a little bit back home and have a wife and stuff. But because he was like gone for 2 years out and like stationed in various parts of Europe for a little bit, his wife cheated on him and divorced him while he was out overseas, while he was, legitimately being loyal with her and being celibate, while, like, all the other soldiers around him were fucking prostitutes and whores and all this other shit. And, basically got heavily disenfranchised, and because of that, shattered this whole, like, American dream idea he had, and really got disenfranchised with the whole idea of the U.S. and, and in general. And when he was stationed in South Korea, he got more disenfranchised, seeing a lot of the stuff going on there, and with what he pretty much perceived were lies when it came to the idea of the American dream. I just said, you know what, fuck it. And he took his rifle and literally started running to the DMZ, where, he noticed, where some of his company noticed and started chasing him to stop him. He turned around and started firing in the air, like, no, fuck off. And all these motherfuckers, like, ditched and, like, hid for cover and, freaked the fuck out. And we're panicking at that point because they were like, uh-oh, this guy probably just went AWOL. What the fuck? Is he about to, like, invade Korea on his own? And then he goes over to the North Korean side. And, like, of course, a lot of, these North Korean soldiers were taught that, like, the Americans are nothing but the white devil, the evil, they're gonna rape all of you, blah, 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 all this other shit. So they had, like, all these soldiers, like, surrounding him with their bayonets and guns, just, like, ready to literally just, like, slaughter him alive, basically, just like gut him, and then one of the officers kind of noticed that he was not acting, like he was attacking, so he called him off and calmed him down and blindfolded him and took him to camp, and, and realized because he was like a private first class, he didn't really know anything that they already knew when it came to information, so they eventually, stuck him in a cell where he met one of the other defectors and, eventually learned that he wasn't the only one that was, that has defected to North Korea. And also was not the last. So it was just like, I mean, I forgot his name, but, you know, he, like, it's honestly kind of a crazy story in a way, just because it was also around the time where, you know, like I said, like, you know, South Korea was legitimately economically, like, materially, all sorts of things was just way more fucked up in comparison. Like, it literally was kind of reverse, you know, back then in comparison. Like, where North Korea was at least somewhat uplifted by, you know, China and the USSR, but now at this point, you know, it's just a total inverse. Which is pretty much the only thing keeping North Korea afloat, and even then, it's just a hermit kingdom now. Like, in a way, like, I mean, both Koreas, in a sense, are kind of like a shell of what it could be, in a sense, honestly. Because, I mean, both of the Koreas are just technically, like, proxy governments of, you know, of the former Cold War, really. And the modern, you know, geopolitical shit, too. Like, when it comes to, like, China and the U.S. now, and at least, you know, previously, you know, it was, like, between USSR and the West, just broadly. So, I mean, if anything, you know, especially, like, you know, to, you know, Koreans in other parts of the world, I mean, they seem to be the ones who really tend to suffer the most when it comes to shit like this. I mean, South Korea is definitely a lot better, like, economically and all sort of shit, but they still got a lot of problems when it comes to, like, different things about, like, social conservatism economically, you know, with other shit, workers' rights and stuff. They still got a lot of issues. But definitely are way better now in comparison. I would argue, at least. Trump about to be arrested again. Is he basically going to be arrested and then immediately released? Time to dance. Nah. No. That's not how I do it. Until he's actually finally, like, you know, prosecuted and shit and all that, then I ain't doing anything about that. Until he's, like, legitimately found guilty and everything else in between, you know, I ain't holding my breath. I mean, I ain't gonna get my hopes up that fucking much. I mean, it's not like I don't want it to. I want that to fucking happen. I mean, because this motherfucker's going for a world record here, dude, and I'm here for it, but, I mean, until the cows come home, you know, I ain't holding my breath. Think Trump screwed in the general election? Well, yeah. I do think so as well. I mean, honestly, like, like, Biden's campaign right now is literally just doing the coax. They're just, like, coaxing the wave. They're just literally riding the wave. That's all they're doing. In fact, they're literally are just saving money for the general election. They're not even bothering to spend money for their campaign right now. Like, they literally are just saving up. They're just saving their war funds, basically. Which, I mean, honestly, technically would be a smart move anyway. Like, that's actually smart. Might as well save money for a general election, because, I mean, you pretty much could kind of coax the primary. You might win the primary, but I don't think has much chance in general. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, honestly, the only thing I would be kind of worried about a little bit is his base. I feel like they will try to do another Jan 6 type of thing, you know? Like, I really feel like they're going to do that again. Or at least they're going to try, but the thing is, I feel like people will at least be more ready about that, so to speak, so I feel like that shit will be crushed pretty quick. Like, way quicker than the last time. So, I mean, I really don't think anything's truly going to come out of it, but we're going to definitely see a lot of crazy shit happen. I just don't really think it's going to, you know, really be significant. It's just going to be, you know, the small minority of extremists that are being very fucking loud, and some of them being violent, but, you know, like, once most of them are either dealt with or arrested and all this other shit, I mean, there's gonna be less of them that are, you know, out there doing that shit, so, you know, less of them being loudmouth. Have some coffee here. Yep, well, I finished my coffee now. It's all empty. Hopefully the election does go to the Supreme Court case, though. That makes it seem regaining power. I don't think it will go that route. I don't... And also, even with the Supreme Court basically co-opting power, I mean, in our government, too, to a certain extent, I don't think they would be that fucking stupid. or that fucking detached. I mean, because their idea is basically, slicking it away, a little bit by bit. That's how they're trying to do it. They're not necessarily trying to, like, overtly, be, doing a full-on coup d'etat. I'm ready for president, you'll be my vice husky. Let's go. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Careful with me being in power, because I'll probably, sing you a lot of sweet bad things in your ear. Be like, now we can be the Senate. Be like co-emperors in power. Sorry, Venom. He offered first. Be my advisor. You don't trust me. You said you always imply that you're gonna re-educate me and put me in a gulag and shit. So you know what? Yeah. Sorry. Took the deal. Literally because of the one thing that, that you questioned me on. Of the trust. Because I don't trust you to fucking gulag me. At least Logic over here won't. He's an anarchist at heart. Well, up until I get power, then suddenly I might just become a totally different tune. I don't trust anyone not to purge me. Well, considering that you would do the same to me, I mean, yeah, I guess now the feeling's mutual, ain't it? So, I could be an advisor and then literally get scapegoated and beheaded, because I did an error, or, I can snip that in the bud, first, before that even happens. Which option am I gonna take? Oh my god, this fucking fruit ball. This bad cop, I'm the good cop. Perfect fit. Oh yeah, because honestly, I look like a good cop, on the surface, but it's one of those things where deep down inside, there's bad cop in here. Down inside, there's nothing but bad sinister coppage going on. You think there's a good cop here? Well, you thought wrong. I have a meat puppet to speak programming through. It's what? Oh my god, there are so many random little things about this fucking kid from North Korea, dude. My lord. Is this gonna be like the big thing for the week? Can you imagine having me with Putin? I pay a lot of money to see that. A little international diplomacy. Well, the thing is, who will yeet who first? Because honestly, if I had a chance to meet Putin, I would probably, I don't know, solve some issues. Like, I mean, that's just how I would, handle that. I mean, I guess, there's also the hippie way of doing it, where, I could just get, like, 20 tabs of acid. I give, like, 5 to Putin, 5 to Zelensky, 5 to me, and then 5 to Joe Brandon, right? And then we fucking, just, like, take them all at once, and then we all just have, like, a fucking fat psychedelic trip. All of us tripping. Then, I think then, we could solve some shit. Dude, imagine Zelensky, Putin, like, on, like, a shitload of acid, just, like, across the table from each other. Do you think, actually, shit could be solved if that happened? Because, honestly, let's think about it a little bit, because I do think, there could be some merit to a degree. I think if we, like, got all the major world leaders, have them have a shitload of acid, or a shitload of shrooms, some sort of psychedelic, really don't really matter what, just some psychedelic, and a shitload of it, and they took a shitload of all of that, you know, all at once. So they all get, you know, the effects, you know, pretty much relatively the same time. So, you know, it all works out. You can't have one of them do it like an hour later, because then, you know, it ain't gonna work. So they all have to do it at once. They all have to kind of like, you know, be one within, you know, a unified trippage, you know. So, like, if anything, you know, it's just like, you know, if that happens, then they're all gonna, like, you know, be in that room, all tripping out, just doing their thing. And also, don't have anyone, like, watch over them. No one sobers in there. It's just gonna be people tripping. So, that's what needs to happen, I feel like. And then whatever happens, you know, whatever conversations, whatever little backs and forths, whatever goes on is what goes on, and, yeah. I'd be like... be like, neighbor, end this wall now, or turn Russia react, I will escape. Now, I'm Putin, you would instantly respect my bravery, bend the knee. Also be like, give it a Trump PP tape. Dude, how much you want to bet he probably does just have that, you know, like, just literally in a drawer in his desk. Like, you know, you're like in the Kremlin, you're sitting across from him at his, like, little, in his main desk. He just opens the drawer, and you just see this VHS tape, just plops it on the desk, and it just says TPPT for the Trump PP tape. I bet he watches it daily. Yeah, dude. I bet he at least watches it on a weekly basis to just be like, Trump, you disgusting degenerate Cheeto bitch. I mean, you know, like, dude, that would be insane if he just, like, you know, just bloop, drops it right there and is like, is this what you want, comrade? And I'll just be like, duh. Dude, who initially mentioned the PP tape? Like, cause was it Stormy Daniels that first mentioned the PP tape, or was it who mentioned it first? Like, honestly, who started that? Like, I remember it being huge in the news when it first bopped out, but, like, who started that, honestly? Was it Putin and the Kremlin? Were they? Who? Like, now, who? Alright, I need to remember. I'm gonna go back. Go back in time. Because now I'm wondering. Heard from Kyle, who never thought it was real. Well, realistically, it probably isn't real, but, I mean, I'm talking about, like, the origins of the story, like, who first, you know, leaked it, right? So, hold on, let me see if it's even possible to find. Error. Okay. Well, there are some articles I found from way back in the day. Oh, I think it was William Barr. It was the Attorney General, I think. He released the Special Counsel Report. Special Counsel Robert Mueller's 2-volume 400 plus. Or was it Robert Mueller? Oh my god, it's just one of those weird-ass names from back in the day. Okay, this fucking fly, would you go away, bitch? Fucked off somewhere now. Got your last one in 2014. I still need to get my first one. Earlier this year I said I was going to get one and still need to do it. Internet gets mad that kills spiders, but wants to murder flies. Tisk tisk. Well, flies are more normal. Well, spiders kill flies, so I'm doing, you know, what spiders normally do. The PT was a part of the Steele dossier. Oh, the Steele dossier? Man, that shit was... This shit was so absurd. Why are you hanging out here, you little fucker? Get. Oh, I think I hit you. I think. I also don't know, but I think I did. Most of it's been validated, actually. So wait, so is there a legit possibility it's real? Wait, what more? Yeah, wait, are you, wait, so, like, oh my god, you know, I haven't thought about this whole P-tape thing for fucking ever, and honestly, now, because I always thought it was a hoax. Like, I always thought it was just meant to, like, basically be, just like, oh, the P-tape itself was not validated? Can you imagine if it was? Dude, I mean, you got my hopes up for a minute there. Because I know the whole, like, dossier and shit. Well, yeah, like, I know that type of stuff was validated for the most part. But, yeah, like, outside of certain things, like the P-tape thing and shit. Like P-gate. That was validated, I said most. Well, I mean, I thought you meant specifically the P-tape part. But, because if it's like, wait, because then I was about to be like, wait, so if that means generally the P-tape is a possibility and is validated, that means that, you know, it's likely a thing, but maybe certain details about it isn't what we thought, right? Like, so, it sounds like some Trump, dude, you know Trump has got, like, some weird fucking fetishes, dude. Like, because, honestly, like, the thing is, like, Trump is one of those dudes who doesn't really see, you know, sex and shit for pleasure. He does it for power, you know, or at least, you know, it's kind of like a power dominance control thing. So I guarantee you there's, like, a certain level where, you know, he allows that, like, kind of veneer to break down a little bit, you know, because of a, you know, of a kink or some shit. And I guarantee you there's probably some degenerate shit this motherfucker is into, dude. I mean, a lot of these rich elite motherfuckers tend to be into some weird, crazy shit. Like some really weird, crazy, kinky shit. You would sacrifice me to Moloch Ball for the Trump pizza? Oh my god. What is with you wanting to gulag me, re-educate me, lobotomize me, sacrifice me to fucking Daedric demons? Like, what the fuck did I do to you, dude? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what to do like a torture fantasy hobby over here, goddamn. I know about Moloch Ball. I'm not. I just said, like, he was a Daedric demon prince and shit, because that's what he is. Well, Daedric is basically just another word for demon in Elder Scrolls, but what? You get the point. I mean, I'm not saying I'll use a branding iron on you, but oh my, dude, fuck it. Why? This shit I have to deal with. Alright, I need to get an orb reaver from outside and have it have a nest in here. I need an orb reaver in here. But they're too tiny, they're little babies right now, so they ain't gonna be able to get these little fuckers. Time for desperate measures. And I don't even have anything for it. I don't have a salt gun, I don't have like a little, like, you know, orb weaver I can just like manifest. Or anything. It's bullshit. At least there's nowhere near as many of them. You won't want to go to Sheogorath, would you? Actually, I would. I like the chaotic absurdity that is Sheogorath, dude. As long as you're on his good side, you don't really want to fuck with him. Like, get on his bad side, he'll make your life, like, the worst thing ever. But, you know, if you're on his good side, you know, then, you know, even though he'll fuck with you and all that shit, the randomness annoys me greatly. Well, I mean, if you think about it, he's kind of like a allegory towards like Loki. Like Sheogorath is basically like the Elder Scrolls version of Loki in a way. He's very mischievous, he's a troll, and he's a trickster, like Loki is. And also he is someone who shapeshifts and can go into different forms as well. So I mean, he's pretty much kind of like a direct allegory to Loki. Just a lot more random and insane. Loki isn't really that random and insane, but he has his tendencies. But Sheogorath is just like way more the embodiment of that. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd be down. This Black Show in Skyrim is a player character from Oblivion. Really? I never connected the two. I mean, because, Sheogorath is like a Daedric prince, you know, just like the rest of them, right? So, like, just like all the other Daedric lords. So, it's like, because it's canon that after the main game you go to the Shivering Isles. Well, I figured that, but I don't really necessarily think that is inherently an implication that you're Sheogorath at the end. At the end of the Shivering Isles, you become Sheogorath. Well, I guess in that case, then I could see it. But wouldn't it just be kind of more believable in a way where, like, Sheogorath can kind of, like, you know, absorb the essence of people in a way? Because, I mean, you know, there is, like, you know, those, like, you know, soul stones and shit, right? So obviously you can absorb souls and, you know, and like basically absorb people's essence and all this other shit, right? So I mean, there is like, you know, that is pretty heavily implied throughout the entire Elder Scrolls lore. So I mean, I'd assume that like, you know, Sheogorath could pretty much do, or any really like any like god or Daedric prince or whatever the fuck could probably do some shit like that. Sif's way to retire and hands over his power to you. So there's like multiple Sheogoraths technically at that point. So that, okay. So that basically would mean that there's technically multiple Sheogoraths. You know, considering the insanity and like the tricksterness and everything about Sheogorath, that in a way that would make sense, you know, to kind of be in his nature in a sense. Or I guess in their nature, I suppose. Because, I mean, you know, it's like, I guess in a weird way, there's somewhat of like an allegory to like even Q to Star Trek in a sense. Like, because there's like a bunch of different Q, and in a sense, there's a bunch of different Sheogoraths. So, I mean, and plus, they, you know, like Sheogorath, you know, like, well, I mean, all the Daedric princes technically and shit, I mean, they could technically travel for time in a sense. Or at least I think it would be implied, because they can go back in time and, you know, all this other shit. So, I mean, you know, and I'm assuming also, like, in the future, too. So there's kind of, like, little implications to that as well. Talos becomes a divine who says a mortal can't become a Daedra. Well, yeah, because he's the 9th god. Yeah. Which some people don't recognize either. Like, there's the 9 divines, you know, for some, and then there's the 8 for others. Mostly because of the Thalmor and, you know, the Aldmeri Dominion and all that shit. They don't see Talos as like an inherent divine, which arguably is, you know, correct. But, I mean, you know, it's like there isn't a game based around that type of shit. And I think only Skyrim really kind of, you know, implies it a little. I grew up 9 divines and you can't change that, you dirty elf. I'm saying technically, I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's a fucking religion. So, I mean, you know, like any religion, you don't have to, I mean, there's going to be schisms and all this other shit. So honestly, I mean, with the whole idea of the 8 divines versus the 9 divines, that's basically just a religious schism. Like, so, I mean, it really just depends on your perspective on that. It just depends on what you think is more correct. Basically, it's just religion at that point. That religious bickering. Yes, for me, I don't care one way or the other. I mean, honestly, like, out of all of them, I'm more likely to worship Mara. Yeah, or the other one, the goddess of or the divine, of the, fertility and shit like that. Mara's the one about, like, love and bondage, bondage and matrimony and all that shit, like marriage and shit like that. But, like, with, but I know with, what was the other one? Oh my god, I'm forgetting the names here. Let me just... Yeah, Mara's like a healer and, yeah, like, goddess of, like, healing, fertility, and, stuff like that. It's 95 out. So I'm just hanging out in here. Oops. Okay. Alright, so here's the list of the 9 divines here. I just want to see the list, that's all. Oh, it's Dibella. That's the name. So here's it also gives them a quick little summary, but so it's Akatosh, the dragon god of time and chief god of Pantheon. Then you have Arche, god of cycle of life and death, mortals, burials, and funeral rites. Dibella, goddess of beauty and love. Julianos, god of wisdom and logic. Kinnereth, goddess of air, wind, sky, and the elements. Mara, goddess of love, compassion, and the mother goddess. Stendarr, god of compassion, mercy, justice, charity, luck, and righteous rule by might and merciful forbearance. Talos, hero god of mankind, conqueror god, god of might, honor, state, law, and man. Zenithar, god of work and commerce, trader god. Hey, so there's like a work... Okay, I didn't know that a little bit. I just kind of thought it was, Zenithar was like kind of a, more the latter part, like commerce and trader god. But the god of work, hey, working class god too, a little bit. God of the work, man. Honestly, out of all these, it'd probably be like a mixture between, honestly, like Dibella and Julianos and Kinnereth. Or not Kinnereth, fucking Stendarr. Right? Just want to make sure. Yeah, Julianos, Dibella, and... Yeah, Stendarr. Didn't know it was capitalism guard. Yeah, well, I mean, Zenithar doesn't sound like they're just strictly, like, a capitalism god, but... Yeah, well, wow, I know more about 9 divines than you. Well, to be fair, I have the list in front of me. They make him the capitalism god. Oh, I'm sure there'd be, like, a rework, with him. I mean, at least in Skyrim, if you go to the temples, I mean, like, of these different gods, or at least the ones that are in Skyrim, like, they are kind of built specifically for a certain, level of worship. Or, like, a very certain, type of worship. Like, Temple of Mara is mostly, for, like, bond, matrimony, and marriage, and love, and stuff, predominantly. And then you have, obviously, the Shrine of Talos, which is actually more smaller, simplistic, but it's just because it's more out of the way, and the Aldmeri Dominion is, is going out of the way to destroy any, like, artifacts or anything related to it anyway. So there's a reason why Atlas is a little bit more hidden. And then there's also the Shrine of Dibella, which is in Markarth, which is basically just a bunch of women, and you can kind of apply what they're probably all doing there, to be honest. So you have like a little lesbian orgy temple, in Markarth, essentially. It's like, okay. So the Empire's economic system seems more akin to the Roman Empire's and feudalism. At least in the Empire, in Skyrim, it's definitely feudal. Yeah, the Empire is a lot more, like, Roman Empire-like. But yeah, Skyrim's, well, it's a little mixture of feudalism and also, like, kind of like Germanic / Nordic, tribal politics. like where there's a slight level of like a sense of egalitarianism in a sense of there's like, you know, more of, you know, like depending on the ruler or the Jarl, like, I mean, you know, they can either be, you know, a lot more willing to listen to the people or hear their voice, or obviously be a lot more of an iron grip. And it was also like that for a lot of, you know, these different, you know, tribes and societies too, you know, in Germanic and like Scandinavian societies. It's definitely futile to wage civil war for a throne. It is. But also, like I mean, these same things happen in, you know, Germanic tribes and shit, and Scandinavian tribes too, and Celtic tribes. I mean, because, you know, the Nords are pretty much, you know, at least to some extent, you know, more, you know, meant to be kind of symbolic of, like, the Germanic, Britannic, well, not Britannic, but, like, mostly Germanic and Scandinavian peoples and shit. Hence, I mean, the whole name Nord. Like, so a lot of their culture and society is based around that type of shit, and Celtic, too, to an extent. But Bretons are more, like, Britannic and Celtic in comparison. But nonetheless, I mean, you know, at least Nords have, at least, especially when it comes to, like, their war culture is definitely predominantly around, like, their Germanic and Celtic, like, war cultures and stuff like that. At least, you know, the military elements of it. And they turn into High Elves and restart the war. Well, yeah, honestly, I do too, personally. Not because I don't necessarily think there's merit to some of the criticisms of, you know, the Stormcloaks, but the thing is, they're fucking, like, right-wing populists. If you look at, you know, who they are. I mean, so it's like, I mean, there might be some populism that might be meritable to what they're, you know, advocating for, but you got, like, all this racist, you know, shit, like, you know, being racist against the Dark Elves, and, you know, Skyrim belongs to the Nords and all this other shit. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of this whole, you know, implicit, you know, like, racism that's kind of going on with that. They're allegory for Trump, in my opinion. Skyrim was released in, like, 2011, dude. Bethesda didn't mean to, but it fits. Well, I mean, you can interpret it now, I guess, like that. Which, in a way, I think it's, now looking back, yeah. But because the game was made well before Trump was even a fucking thing, I mean, I don't think that was obviously the intent. You know, but it's more allegory towards, you know, those type of movements, though, so. But nonetheless, it's just like, I mean, you know, it's because, you know, Trump had the same idea, and when he rose to power at first, it was a lot of that right-wing, you know, like right-wing nationalist populism. I do think Ulfric is far smarter than Trump. Ulfric is certainly an intelligent guy. Honestly, I mean, like, he himself isn't really, like, that bad in comparison to, you know, more or less everybody else that, you know, has taken up arms, you know, in his name and shit. Like, because if you actually, like, you know, go to the Stormcloak side and, you know, play with him as a, you know, like, as a character, even especially if you're not, you know, like a Nord yourself, but, like, let's say, like, a Khajiit or something like that, he'll actually find it humbling to be like, oh, someone who is in a Nord who, you know, takes our cause. Like, he actually kind of finds it a little humbling that it's like, huh, someone can respect, you know, what we, you know, are advocating for and is willing to, you know, join on us on that one. He actually welcomes it in a way. It's not just because you're the Dragonborn, but I think just because, you know, he's somebody that, you know, is broadly, you know, having, you know, like I said, I think some meritable ideas, but yeah, I think, you know, because of the right-wing populism that and nationalistic fervor that has been galvanized by his followers, I think that's what really, you know, broadly makes this whole movement soured. That's why I say, you know, I could see merit in the idea of, you know, with what they're at least broadly advocating for as a movement in the game, but it's just a lot of their followers being like, Skyrim belongs to the Nords! So, I mean, you know, it's like, when you got that for followers, it kind of undermines you as an intelligent, you know, figure. In a philosophical, you know, kind of like, you know, warrior chief type of guy. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, a lot of initially why he did what he did and started, you know, his thing was mostly just because, like, a lot of it was due to political strife and political squabble. Like, I mean, a lot of it was just, I forgot all the specifics, but it was mostly due to that shit. So a lot of it wasn't necessarily just because of like some nationalistic fervor. It was more or less just due to political dispute. Where, you know, like it just went sour and thus started off the war and shit. The house would rule forever. Yeah, because I mean the thing is, I mean all things considered, the Nords in the game, you know, like are honestly legit really fierce warriors and artisans too. So it's just like, I mean, overall, like I mean, you know, a lot of them would be very valuable to have when it comes to, you know, like dealing especially with high elves and shit. And there's a lot of Nords that, you know, because you got the what's it? Winterhold? With the High Mage Castle or High Mage College there. If they don't, then Skyrim is forever second to the Imperials. Bum deal for them no matter what. Well, I mean, if you look at the broader geopolitics, I mean, when you have the Aldmeri Dominion and Thalmor being a major thorn and trying to puppet the Empire and the Imperials and all that shit and being a thorn to your side, I mean, like, at that point, I mean, it's just like, I mean, you kind of have to put other issues secondary so you can at least, you know, continue to have your empire stable and no longer have that as a threat. To Frost Magic, if memory serves, yep. Because, well, they're Nords. I mean, Skyrim is a cold, harsh place. I also hate the fact that, like, you know, half the time where you meet people, like, in the middle of, like, the high, snowy fucking mountains, they're wearing, like, a t-shirt. Like, a little, like, light tunic. It's like, aren't you gonna, like, freeze to death out here as a Khajiit? Like, what the hell? It's like, okay. A Nord I can maybe get, but, like, you know, it's like anyone else, like, what? They should have implemented, like, some winter clothes or something that, you know, like, certain environments would be too hazardous unless you were a Nord. Even as a Nord, if you got, like, you know, too much in hazardous areas, you know, could probably fuck you up, but nowhere near as bad. Cat watched me play Skyrim last night, actually. Fucking... Meowed at the Khajiit. Aww. Dude, these fucking flies, dude, are driving me nuts. Not sure if real or AI render. Who, me? Huh? What's real or AI render? Oh, never mind. I was gonna post a pic. Oh, you're gonna post a pic? Well, we'll post it. What is it? You never posted it, so I got confused. But the link is too long. Oh, it won't. Oh, damn. Man, YouTube needs to, like, adjust that a little bit. Honestly, they should just give an exception to mods. Like, you know, let there be, like, a text limit, you know, for not mods, but for people who have mods, they should get, like, double the text amount. So if they want to send links that might be long, then they can do that. If I had a power, I would give Ignore a cat position. I wouldn't be near the authoritarian I joke to be. Man, because I cross-posted my Flickr. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh my god! So, is this... Dude, this has to be... Dude, that has to be real. There's no way that's a fucking render, dude. That is way too detailed. I don't even want to look at that forever. Dude, his... Oh my god, it's fucking... Dude, is that... What is it? Is this like steel wool? What the fuck is all that? Like, it's like steel wool or something. What the fuck? It's all frizzle-frazzled. Dude, I've never seen it in such detail before. What the fuck? Dude, what the hell? I thought it was like a skinned meerkat. That looks like some like wool or something. Like what the fuck? Did he like skin a sheep? Like what the fuck, dude? Oh my god. What? I'm honestly just like, whoa, dude. Subia egalitarian. Well, okay, so what I was saying earlier, what I was gonna say earlier is that sometimes I never know when you're memeing or when you're not when it comes to your ass. That's what I was gonna say, because, like, I do think we need safeguards for the sake of power. Well, I at least agree with that. Obviously, because, yeah, we don't need idiots having power. That would suck. Here. See what we can look at here on Tube. It takes work, unfortunately, but hey, you know what? It's the work that I'm willing to do. And a part of that is restarting Reconstruction and finishing that. That's step one. I mean, because, like, goddamn, that I think is numeral. Like, honestly, I feel like outside of capitalism, a lot of at least the social issues that we have to deal with in this country is because of the fucking South. So, Reconstruction 2, Electric Boogaloo, let's go, baby. Let's finish that shit. We got some shit to do. We need to wrap it up. We need to finish that shit up. Andrew Johnson was a fuckbag and decided to be like, nah, fam, because I'm gonna compromise with racist Confederate slave owners. March to the sea, let's go. Yep. March to the sea, dude. I'm gonna be like King Kong. Get these fuckers away. Dude, these fucking flies, dude. Holy shit. Do I have, like, anything better that I can use that isn't his hat? Because his hat is not killing them, apparently. They're deflecting them, but not actually killing them. Trying to see if there's anything around in here in the general vicinity. And there really isn't. Flypaper. I don't have any here in the general vicinity, though. That's a problem. Oh, wait a minute. I'll use this random ass bit of paper rolled up. It's big and thick. There we go. Since if he has left for 5 apocalypse. Yeah, maybe. But you would have to, like, send him up here. Well, I'll find a way. So, okay, so it was just again, right? Yeah. Yeah, speaking of, yeah, he hit me up. I responded after I streamed last night, but then went to sleep, and I woke up and he said something, but I haven't actually read it yet. Actually, here I might as well, look at it. I figured, honestly, it might, kind of be the, similar thing, but... Oh. Oh, okay. Go back, there we go. Ah! God damn it, how did check it all the way back? Okay, there we go. Yeah, but, I mean, honestly, it just kind of seems like, the same, problems that he, typically has been having. Which, I mean, sucks, but I don't know. Like, it's saying it's like, I don't know how saying, I don't know how you do it. Like, at least when it comes to me, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just not like something that, is a big deal to me, I guess. I mean, and I'm not even someone that's had a lot of experience, so, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, if you just got laid at least like once or twice or something like that, I think, wouldn't really be that, big of an issue in his mind. I mean, because obviously, like, I mean, it sucks not, having that situation and not being, being able to, have that success, but it's just like, I don't know a lot of his, specific situation. So it's just like, because of that, I mean, I don't know, like much what I can go on with about it, but, I'll have to like talk with him back and forth with it. Because I want my homie to, be all chill and happy and all that stuff and feeling confident with him, and all that shit. Because, I mean, like, dude ain't bad looking dude. He's very smart, very, like, like, experienced in a sense of, like, being out in the world and seeing all sorts of shit. When you start wanting a permanent partner. Sure. I mean, for me, it's just never been, like, a big interest, at least right now. Just because, I got other shit that I'm focusing on. I mean, and at least for me, that's something that's fine for me. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like he just needs to, just have a perspective change about it, or at least just, like, kind of look at it from a different perspective, but, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, wish I could help, if I was, like, more, like, immediate, in a sense of, like, hanging out with him, or and shit like that, I feel like it would be a little easier to help him out in this type of sense. Just one of those things where it's like, if you're, like, so far away and shit, you can't really do much, besides just kind of like, kind of give a pep talk or something. Everything because I look like, oh my fucking god, dude. Like, would you quit with that? I mean, no you're not. Like, good lord. I'll keep saying that, like, no you're not. So, like, shut up. Just shut up with that. That's fake news. Where? Oh, he's in the launch room again. Oh, what a goof. Like, I found him a suit. Well, they could go fuck themselves. Like, fuck those pieces of shit. So you do meth or something. Well, again, fuck them. That's what I say. Like, they weren't worth their time anyway, if that's how they're gonna be. So fuck them. See, again, it's just like, you gotta have a different perspective change about shit like that. It's like, if someone's gonna be like that, then it's like, well, fuck you then. It's like, alright, gonna be that way, then c'est la vie. Ain't worth my time. That's, how I, see shit like that. But they blocked me. Well, again, like, if that's how they're gonna be, then they ain't worth your time. So fuck them. Not, figuratively. Like, Jesus Christ. I meant figuratively here. Alright, where are you, bitch? I heard you. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh, it's over there. I see ya. Oh, damn, there's a few of them over there. You know what, here. I'm gonna have to go over there to kill some of these guys, because... goddamn. Oh, maybe I can get 2 birds with one. Oh, there's like. Okay, here. Well, I got 1. Almost got 2. Where are you? There you are. Well, I think I wounded this one, but it's now in the corner. Whatever. At least it fucked off. Alright, where's the other one? Where are you, bitch? I hear you. Oh, there you are. Oh, you're one of the smaller ones. You're a speedy boy. Oh, now you landed over here. Come on. Oh, now you went outside. Okay. Probably gonna fly back in here eventually. Alright, well, hey, I got a couple of those little fuckers. Nice. Oh my good lord, this fucking shit. But those electric tennis rackets, oh dude, that'd be great. Oh my good fucking good lord, look at this. Dude, look at this bullshit. Looks like smoke is moving in from the north side, smell like campfire. Dude, ugh. Oh my god, dude, look at that number way up there, 194. Dude, I love how it, like, around here it's like 36-0. Or like, you know, 48 or 25. Like, so, it's like a funnel, dude. It's literally a fucking funnel of just smoke and bullshit. And just explodes once it hits the, like, the split point between the Willamette and Columbia. Oh my god, fuck that, dude. Ugh. It looks like you're, at least looks like you, Mornax, are on the very edge of it. I mean, so am I, technically, but I'm still, like, not really, though. I'm kind of on the edge of the inside of it, but you're on the edge of the outside, you looking bastard. That's why things are kind of hazy outside. At least it ain't, like, in deep Portland where it's, like, mega hazy and all shit. Ugh. Fucking lame, dude. Can't believe how... Dude, somebody here is... I can't believe how strong it got so quickly in North Portland. I did a lap around our whole house in panic, thinking it was us or a neighbor. Out here it's flat and it gets windy a lot, so that helps. Yeah, it gets windy a lot here, but a lot of those winds either go north or south, because we're kind of in a valley. So, yay! It's because all the winds are coming from the north, we're having to get all that bullshit. So, great. That's just awesome. Dude, honestly, last night I thought, like, there was some shit, like, you know, around my neighborhood that was on fire. I honestly thought some shit around my house was on fire initially when I started smelling it. Initially, I didn't say anything, but when I went outside and came back in, I was like, alright, there really is something up, man. Yeah, it's because of fucking Longview, dude. Ugh. Want to be YIF educated? What? Not now. Aye, aye. Wanna play, bitch? Wanna play, bitch? Come on. Come on. Let's play, bitch. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah, you know what's up. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's back over there. Might have to get up to go fuck it up again. Alright, bitch. Oh, yep, you're right there. Stay right there, buddy. Ah! Almost got it, but it just barely flew off on the edge. Fucking bastard. Oh, one slowly flying over here. Why you want to come to your death? Bastards. Man, fuck these. Oh, ooh. Get. Damn it. There's one over here and almost at it. Oh shit, I found an article specifically about. Oh, dude, it's a paper mill? Fire crews are on scene at a large commercial fire that began Tuesday night at the Nippon Dynawave packaging in Longview. According to Terry Sinkler, Cowlitz County Fire District, crews are attacking a blaze at damn. Starting some wood chips. Shit. Well, that kind of explains some of the more plasticky smell that I've been smelling from this shit. Sinkler said that the fire started some wood chips and may have spread to a nearby barge with more wood chips on board. Oh my god. So far, officials say the fire's been contained and no injuries have been recorded. So at least it seems like it's... Wait, so the blaze is still going as of 4:30 in the morning. So is it still going? So at least no one... It looks like nobody was there when it happened. So maybe it was an electrical fire that started and those wood chips were next to that and thus started the spread of the fire. There's only one wildfire northwest of us, and the wind's about north-northwest this evening, and that's way up in Sheldon. Huh. So it looks like there's at least like one wildfire that's way out, you know, by like Sheldon, but it doesn't look like that has as much of an impact in comparison to what this mill did. So it looks like at least the air might clear up by later tonight or tomorrow. So... But it seems like a lot of like the embers and the rubble right now is still going to be smoking, so we're still going to probably have some of that. Ugh. It's always something with the fucking air quality out here, dude. Like, what the hell? If it ain't wildfires, it's like, you know, paper mill on fire, some dipshit lighting fireworks and burn something. It's always something, dude. Like, what the fuck? Canada sending its fucking smoke down here. Luckily it hasn't yet, but it has other places in the country. Gender reveal fires? Which gender reveal fires need to be banned? I don't give a fuck. Man, that shit. That's so stupid. And dangerous. And people... If it ain't fires, like, it's like someone shooting a gun stupidly or shrapnel because of some explosion. You know, like, it's like, no. Like, just stop. It's time to stop. Like, cause goddamn, dude. What would be even funny is if, like, you know, someone does a gender reveal and then there's like, oh, hey, by the way, actually trans. That wasn't my gender. This is my real gender reveal, bitch. See, that's another reason why they're stupid. It's like, how do you know that's gonna be their gender? It's like, I mean, get over it. that's just like kind of another variable too. It's like, you know, isn't it basically like, because also like it's totally misconstrued. It's more or less like, you know, biological sex reveal, which that is even more stupid. It's like, oh wow, some, you know, chromosomes decide, you know, to like do, you know, some XY chromosome stuff instead of XX chromosome stuff. Like, ooh. Definitely got a winner there. It's like, my lord. Shit is just so dumb. Like, my lord. I just, speaking of dumb, saw something about DeSantis just being dumb again. I thought it'd be kind of funny to look at it. Where is it? Oh my god, there's something else I didn't even see yet that we're definitely gonna have to look at later. I'm not even gonna say what it is, but oh my god, it's gonna be a fucking banger when we do. Oh my god. Oh, dude. You did not just realize what I just saw. That is gonna be so fucking fire. I'll say this much, it has to do with Jesse Waters. What the hell? Oh. Yeah, that's the only thing I complain about that JBL is if it's dormant enough, it'll just turn itself off. I guess it's a way to save power, but...
Yes. He was talking, it looks like in South Carolina here, and he was at some event, and he sorta went after Trump, not really, but a little bit, and the Trump people, man, they're like freaking piranhas. They immediately go for you at 1,000 miles an hour if there is the slightest step out of line. So here's Alex Brusiewicz, who's a Trump supporter. He says, Rod DeSantis just said that Trump should have come out more forcefully against what was going on January 6th. Trump was very clear when he said peacefully and patriotically. DeSantis is morphing into Adam Kinzinger, showing his true colors. Okay, so let's just, before we play the video, let's point out the obvious. DeSantis is right. He's obviously right. Should Trump have come out more forcefully and earlier, by the way? He sat there watching what was going on for hours before he said anything. But shouldn't he have come out and said, just stop. We don't believe in violence. We don't want to do violence. Go home right now. No questions asked. He should have done that. He didn't do that. He waited a really long time and then he spoke out of both sides of his mouth. Okay.
Because he wanted to do that.
Here's what DeSantis said.
I think it was shown how he was in the White House and didn't do anything while things were going on. He should have come out more forcefully. Of course that.
This is the unforgivable thing. DeSantis is a resistance liberal now because he said.
So this is like the one thing that he's going to backpedal on. It's just like, you should have been forceful on Jan 6. Like, wow. Oh, got him with that one. Ooh. Fucking nailed it, bro. Wow, nailed it.
So you'll notice that it's very, very small comment. Seems like they maybe...
It's not even really like a fucking attack or anything. It's just like...
Context, right? So the DeSantis people chime in. This is the DeSantis War Room people. Team Trump lying once again and purposely taking Ron DeSantis out of context. Here's the full answer, so let's listen to the full commentary that he had.
You talked about the criminalization of politics, but you also mentioned it wasn't about whether it's right or wrong. Do you think that former President Trump's actions were wrong on January 6th? And separately, do you think that gay and transgender people should serve openly in the military, on a separate topic?
Okay, so the second one we said we're not...
I know what his fucking answer is going to be on that latter question there, buddy.
The transgender or the gender ideology.
Well, he's going to that first.
That's a mission readiness. That had been the policy prior to Biden. He's changed it.
But, by the way, I love that. He says this is gender ideology. No, allowing trans people to serve in the military is just called basic equality.
And also the military has been more woke than I think this fucker probably realizes, because of like it's like, I mean, unironically, like, I mean, in some part of at least like what has made the U.S. military like basically the big daddy of the world, I mean, to a lot of extent, is its diversity. Like, ironically enough, I mean, I guess unironically, really, you know, because like, I mean, even before, like, you know, these days, like, you know, before, like, you know, desegregation totally happened in the military, there was, you know, that was already kind of like, you know, not being enforced to an extent, where there was, like all black regiments. I mean, even during the Civil War, that was going on and shit. I mean, and also like the WASP program, there was a lot of various, elements, before, woke took over, where there was woke shit going on.
Passed all the necessary tests, physical skill, etc. to get in, and he's saying, no, we're not going to do. All right, anyway, this side note, it's unrelated to the main point, but let's keep listening.
So we were going to go back to pre-Biden on the gender ideology for that. So look, there's a difference between being brought up on criminal charges and doing things. Like, for example, I think it was shown how he was in the White House and didn't do anything while things were going on. He should have come out more forcefully, of course that. But to try to criminalize that's a different issue entirely. And I think that we want to be in a situation where, you don't have one side just constantly trying to put the other side in jail. And
oh my God. This is not even, this is like sucking his dick.
That unfortunately is what we're seeing now. So
and this is why I ain't gonna win, you slimy little bitch. Like, you little cuck. Like, cause you're literally cucking yourself to Trump, who's running, and you're running against him, and you're doing this. Like, I wonder why you're never gonna make it, out of the primary, you little fucking wimp.
Again,
It's like Diary of a Wimpy Kid if he became an adult and, basically came back with blood and vengeance on his mind.
Someone had whispered this to me. So
but still is that Wimpy Kid, from, the books and shit.
To look at this in the future, depending on the developments.
Okay, so there you go. That's what he said. He's like, no, it's not criminal. No, you can't have one side continuing to put the other side in jail. So should he have come out and been more forceful? Yes, that's his argument. By the way, I don't even agree with him. It's not like, oh, they're targeting him because he's the political opponent. No, they're targeting him because he committed like 48 crimes. That's why he's being targeted, and he should.
And led a fucking coup and everything else in between. I mean, I'm assuming this is all the clip. Oh shit, there's more. Oh shit, there's more. Oh shit. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays here.
Look at what we got here.
Your chief competitor, the front runner right now, Donald Trump, says he was informed that he is the target of Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation into efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election, and Mr. Trump has until Thursday to report to the grand jury.
He looks sad. Oh my God, look at him. He looks like a sad little fop, dude. Oh my Lord. Dude, how's this motherfucker gonna make it out of the primary, dude? Oh my God, this guy's goose has been cooked.
Jack Smith.
So I kind of feel, like, embarrassed to think that this guy actually had a chance, like, months back, dude. Like, even, like, a little bit late in the last year. Like, I honestly was like, yeah, this guy could possibly be a coin toss between him and Trump. It's like, honestly, I feel a little embarrassed to think that would ever happen. Because, oh my God, this guy is a fucking fop, bro.
As evidence of criminality, should Donald Trump be held accountable?
So here's the problem. This country is going.
It doesn't even look like he would win a bitch slap match.
Of criminalizing political differences.
Did you hear the question? If Jack Smith has evidence of criminality, then should, they go after him, and should he go to prison or whatever? Should he be held accountable? And he's like, well, we're just criminalizing the other side. That wasn't the question. The question was, if he's actually guilty of crime, should he do it? It's so ironic because these are the guys who say they're tough on crime. I'm tough on.
I mean, they're only tough on crime if it's stuff that they don't like. Man, there's some extra clips on this shit. Oh my Lord, I didn't realize there was gonna be some extra juice, some extra juiciness.
Jesus Christ.
Mr. Trump has
Jesus
to
Christ.
report to the grand jury. If Jack Smith has evidence of criminality, should Donald Trump be held accountable?
So here's the problem. This country is going down the road of criminalizing political differences. It's literally just an outright and utter deflection. It's like, I'm not even gonna bother answering that. Dude, and he still looks like a sad little fop. Whoa. Okay, his eyes changed. He's got like these like eyes that I bet he had at Gitmo when he saw people being tortured. Like, dude, he's got those fucking the psycho eyes, just kind of came out there for a second. Whoa. That was a little freaky. That was a little freaky to look at him there for a second. The freak in him, popped out in those eyes for a minute.
Whoa.
Alvin Bragg stretched a statute in Manhattan to be able to...
He is a sad little stooge. He wouldn't even make it to be a three little stooge, dude.
Would Trump ever do this for DeSantis? If there were potential, if there was a criminal investigation into DeSantis and it looked like there was going to be charges, and Trump was asked this question, how would he answer it? You all know. Rob DeSanctimonious, honestly, all-time criminal, all-time gangster. He's been committing crimes for years.
He's a gangster.
Everybody's been letting him get away with it. The media's gone soft on Rob, and I think Rob deserves life in prison. You know, many people are saying Rob might deserve the death penalty. Now, I wouldn't say that, but what I would say is there needs to be justice, there needs to be accountability for Rob. He's gotten away with it for way too long, Jake. Way too long. This is what he would do.
Dude, that's what Trump would totally fucking do, dude. Like, if DeSantis actually, like, you know, knew a thing or two about, like, you know, twisting arms and shit, and having, you know, at least, like, an atomic particle of charisma, he would be doing that.
If that wasn't Trump, that case would not have likely been brought against a normal civilian. And so you have a situation where the Department of Justice...
A normal civilian. Dude, he can't even... Dude, that is just such a weird, robotic way of describing just... Yeah, you could have just said average American and that would have sounded more human, dude. Is he a robot? Is this guy like some botched robot that the GOP decided to just throw at us? Like, I mean, like, that was... Is he like the... Is he... Oh my god, is he our Marco bot? Is he the 2020 Marco... Or 2024 Marco bot? Oh my god, he's our Marco Rubio of this election. Oh my god, wow. Holy fuck, he is Marco Bot Rubio. Because Chris Christie pointed out how Marco Bot would repeat the same shit over and over again. This guy does the same thing for wokeism and all that bullshit. Versus Romney Bot, then Marco Bot, now it's DeSantis Bot. Dude, oh my god! They do, dude, holy shit, they are throwing out little bots at us. Oh my god. Dude, we are onto something.
Have been weaponized against people they don't like. And the number one example of that happened to be against Donald Trump with the Russia collusion. That was not a legitimate investigation.
Oh my god.
Done to try to drive Trump out of office. And so
isn't it okay, like isn't that pretty much like more or less about like, you know, after the fact, you know, because I mean, isn't it just kind of known that like Russia, China, pretty much like all these big superpowers, you know, do kind of fuck with the election to some degree or another with like, you know, little like propaganda meme bots and stuff like that, yada yada. I think, you know, that part is, you know, known and that part's like validated and shit. Like, I mean, it, like, that whole thing was about, like, after the fact, you know, once, like, you know, like, because Trump had, like, legit money in business interests, and, you know, like, when it came to Russian oligarchs, Russian elitists and stuff. Though, at least I'd argue, he ain't the only motherfucker doing that. Like, so, like, I mean, at least that's for me. It's like, if we're gonna investigate his ass, let's go after all of them. Because, I mean, you know, he ain't the only motherfucker that's doing that shit. I mean, when it comes, you know, I mean, well, maybe nowadays, not so much, you know, because of the whole, you know, Ukraine war and shit going on. But if anything, those Russian business interests and those Russian oligarchs are not happy about that, though, because they want to continue to make their money and their capital and stuff, and they want to obviously expand their business interests, and they can't really do that when they're being sanctioned the shit and everything else in between. So, like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, you know, that shit's all been like foibled up, but you know, before all that was going on, there was, you know, like there a lot of that shit was just going on back and forth because that's just kind of par for the course. It's just kind of business as usual. And Russia ain't the only fucking country that does that shit. Like, you know, it's like the UK, Saudi Arabia, Israel. I mean, all these countries. I mean, you know, it's like I said, it's just par for the course shit, really. I mean, it's just like more of the direct, you know, more open, brazen collusion about it. I mean, so much to the point that it wasn't just Russia that they were investigating that shit with, but also Turkey, with Jared Kushner taking a bunch of money from Turkey, with Saudi Arabia, and Israel. Like, it's a bunch of countries that he did this with. Like, he was brazen about this, you know, with a bunch of governments and a bunch of oligarchical fucks. So, I mean, like, for me, really, it's just, like, basically, broadly, just, like, how they're hyper-focused on one country, despite the fact that, like, he did this with, like, pretty much the exact same thing for pretty much every other country that we are more friendly with, so thus we don't look at. You know, it's just like, what? It's like, I mean, he's just a oligarchical, elite, corrupt fuck. I mean, you know, and so, like I said, if you're gonna get him for that shit, get all these motherfuckers for it. Because he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one breading their butter with these type of people. I'm sure they're not happy they lost their precious oligarch yachts. Yeah. You know, a lot of them have to, like, downsize, lose their yachts, lose a couple mansions here and there and shit like that. A lot of their property got seized that was, like, over in other countries and all that shit. Like, yeah, a lot of them are not happy. And honestly, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if, like, some of the internal partisan action that's going on in Russia and shit is partly being funded by at least one or two of them, secretly. And we just aren't knowing about that yet. Because, like, if they're that mad, you know, they're probably willing to inflame shit a little bit. You know? Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised with some shit like that. I guess if we start seeing a billionaire or two in Russia start getting killed, you know, randomly, then I think we might, you know, I think that theory might be valid. You know, but no. A little bit of a hunch in my mind.
As president, my job is to restore a single standard of justice, to end weapons.
Show Monarchs did everything right, they died to me. Oh, well, but I don't know if you saw that remix, but yeah. There have been multiple mysterious oligarch eats. Oh, yeah, you are right, actually. Yeah, there have been already, to be fair. So, honestly, yeah, I feel like that kind of does help bolster the theory a little bit. Because if, like, some of them are willing to, like, fund or inflame some of these partisans, you know, to an extent, to the point where Russia's government does kind of, you know, have a crisis situation where, like, a coup or a civil war, you know, does kind of go into full swing outside of that little, like, 1 second coup that Wagner did. I don't even, like, if that can even really be called a coup, I guess it was, but, like, not, barely, but, you know, whatever. I guess it was technically, but it just, like, it really kind of barely qualified for it, in my opinion. That just, like, barely happened. It was, like, less than a day, pretty much. And it didn't even succeed. They, like, barely went in Moscow at all. They just, like, okay, we'll take a deal, and even then, they're still not happy. So, it's like, I don't even know what's going on. That's stupid shit. Like, that just seems like a flabberflup of absurdity. And then, you know, it's just like, but if there was one to go into full swing, or let's say even if that went into full swing, in fact, honestly, I bet Wagner probably is helping to flame some of it too, to a certain degree, frankly. I mean, especially considering they're a private military company, they certainly have the ability to have guns. Hey! Hey, on. Flip up.
Andrew. Hey,
oh, hey, what's up, man?
I was just gonna, if you don't mind, drop a couple bags out for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah, so
because we're gonna going up to Walmart and stuff, and it's easier just not having all this crap with us.
Right, yeah, that's all right.
Are you on the phone right now?
Oh, yeah, I'm just doing my stream.
Okay, so yeah, I'll drop something and I'll come back and talk to you in a couple hours and we'll get back.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's so fun.
Thanks.
Hey, poop poop.
Jukers. Oh, yeah, little boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Holy cow. Where are you? Hold on, we'll say hi.
Yeah, it's just one of my buddies. Put made a deal with Wagner. Oh, did he? Yeah, I'll take a quick look. Cut a deal with Wagner to save his skin, MI6 chief, in a rare speech? That's according to the head of Britain's MI6 in a rare speech in Prague, gave his first confirmation. Huh. So I guess there is, like, a sense of, like, maybe behind the scenes a deal was made between them? Huh. So do they know anything about that? He didn't really fight back against Prigozhin. Cut a deal to save his skin and use good offices of the leader of Belarus, Lukashenko. So, even I can't see inside Putin's head. Well, no one can, I'd argue. He have to realize, I'm sure, someone that deeply wrong in St. Denmark to quote to cut his deal. Huh. So, yeah, I guess, and, it seems like, well, I guess in a way that shows that Putin isn't as unhinged as, people make him out to be, because it shows that he understands the predicament he's in. He kind of gets that he's fucked. I mean, so, if that's the case, then, you know, it's probably why things have just kind of dragged on for so long, because he's just in a catch-22. If he pulls out, he's fucked. If he keeps going further, people are just going to get more disenfranchised. So he's trying to, like, find the best, like, out situation right now. I mean, he's still a unhinged fuck, but, I mean, it kind of shows that, you know, he's still got some shit together in his head. You know, and he's just trying to figure the out and figure out how to deal with that shit. Which, I would hate to be in that position either way. Though if I was in that position, that wouldn't have happened in the first place. Hey, come on. Hey, little pop-up. Hey, Phoenix.
Hi, Sir Cop.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Mission Blue Family.
Taking a long good.
Yeah, just chilling.
I know, he's like,
Who's this guy smelling that pecker?
yeah, it's like, who is this? Never seen you in forever. I know you guys.
Oh.
You guys, they got the same color.
He dragged me to the fucking gate.
Because he smells.
Yeah, he knew Zukov was there. He was just like, oh, I must see him.
Front play. He wants to play all the
Oh.
time.
Yeah, he does. Hi, Zukov.
You guys are silly.
Well, silly little things. Kind of looks like Finley's got, like, way bigger, you know, last time those two were
His
hanging
hair.
out.
It's his hair.
Yeah, I was doing a lot.
Well, you know, I haven't had my debit card. I haven't had my paycheck all month because somebody put a change of address in, and so my debit card never came.
Right, yeah.
So I had to order another one, and I have to wait for it.
Yes, like, yeah.
Hopefully it comes tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come tomorrow, then I'm gonna have it overnighted.
Yeah, you need to figure out about getting.
I need overnight somewhere.
Getting an actual, because they keep
Yeah.
it.
This is bullshit. It's the 20th, 19th, and I haven't had my SSI money all month.
Jeez, that is fucking
And I'm on
ridiculous.
the street. I can't get an apartment. I can't apply for any apartments because I don't have my debit card.
Right, yeah.
It's not like a regular bank reading.
That's why his sister did it.
Alright, let's go, buddy. Alright, Andrew. We'll be back a little bit later.
Alright, no worries, man. I'll probably just be hanging out
Hey,
here
can
for the
you
most
do me a
part.
favor? Can you put that in the fridge for me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got fridge set. I can do that.
You'll pay later.
Yeah, you're just like, it's like, you're higher than me now. You're taller. What the hell?
I know. I know. No. Don't behave yourself in here. I know.
Yeah, chill, please.
Enough. Enough of a big safe hard barking boy. Alright, let's go away. Come on.
Alright. Go off, Ian. Oh, you silly boy.
Come on. It's
What a goofy doggo.
I know. He needs discipline. He really can't.
Alright.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, of course. There you go.
Alright, man.
Alright, see you in a little bit. That's kind of cool seeing him here. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, it's just one of my homies from work and shit. Dropped a couple things off. He's actually the dude I'm going to see about trying to get moved in here at some point because he's having to deal with a bunch of bullshit. I don't know if it was partly overheard, but you know, they're trying to figure shit out. Little Vooks. I haven't seen that little big gigantic teddy bear Finley in forever. Oh shit, I just realized too, that video that has 665 likes. 666, the number of the beast. Yeah, that made me feel good right there. Oh, but I was kind of saving this because we definitely have to at least look at this. Jesse Waters' own mom, dude, flames him on Fox. Like, as soon as I saw that when I was going to look at that other video, I was like, okay, we have to look at this. Like, there's no way I'm missing this, dude. Oh my god. This is going to be way too fucking good, dude.
Jesse Waters has now replaced Tucker Carlson for the 8 p.m. primetime time slot on Fox News. And,
oh,
his
God.
mother called into...
Oh, wait, really? He replaced Tucker? It was Jesse? Oh, great. Now we're gonna have to deal with him more often. I guess that would explain why I've been seeing him on, like, Fox way more often now. They're making him the face? Oh, my God, dude. He's gonna be the heir to the Fox face, dude. Oh, man. He's even more annoying, dude. Because he always has, like, that little, like, You know, that, like, weird smug look on his face and shit. I can't even really do it. It's like... It's just like this smug look, and it just annoys the fuck out of me, dude. Like, oh my god. Honestly, it annoys me more than Tucker. Like, Tucker's, like, more vitriolic and shit. But, like, Jesse just annoys me with his look. Like, with his face. It just... Oh my god. But you know what? Hey. His own mom doesn't even like him, apparently.
You know, one of his shows here. And what's really interesting is that she absolutely flames his frat boy ass. Let's listen.
We have a very special guest on the line, a Democrat, my mom.
Oh my god, you roast your own mom, like, right before she even says anything. You know what? Fuck you. You deserve this.
How have you... Hello there, Mom. How have you enjoyed the show so far?
I haven't...
Oh my god, he's a little anxious. Holy shit, I've never heard him stutter like that. Oh my god. Holy shit, like, whatever humanity he has just came out for a second. He's like, oh, hi, Mom, you enjoying my show? Am I doing good? Oh my god, oh my god, what a mama's boy. Holy fuck.
The show. I want to say congratulations, Honey Bun. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments, and you've worked so hard. Now let's aim to have you keep your job. And to that end, I do have some suggestions.
Okay.
Do not tumble into any conspiracy rabbit holes. We do not want to lose you, and we want no lawsuits.
Oh my god, holy shit. I mean, I don't think that's a suggestion there, Jesse. I'm pretty sure when your mama says, I have some suggestions, those are demands.
It was a subtle jab, not even all that subtle.
I mean, just at the fact that he's a right-wing hack and fucking... like, dead ass is, like, you know, full of, like, conspiratorial shit, and, you know, had, like, Tucker being, like, the major vocal point of all that. And now that he's pretty much, you know, claimed the heirship of that throne, like, I mean, she kind of sees the writing on the wall a little bit, and she's, like, trying to nip that in the bud, and doing it publicly, too. But also, like, Jesse kind of undermined her, too, by being like, a Democrat, my mom. Like, I mean, like, he jabbed his own mom, too, so, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, all's fair in love and war, right?
Carlson.
Yeah, because if you're gonna get sued, I'm on the hook to help pay it. Yeah, totally, right?
Fired. And went down many conspiracy rabbit holes.
Okay. In keeping, I have...
Okay, oh my god, that's southern. Okay, oh my lord.
Here. In keeping with the Hippocratic Oath, do no harm. We need you to be kind.
I don't know if you caught it there, but if you look at his face, there's a moment where he looks off to the side as if to be like, what's going on? She's going off script. Here, watch again.
Do no harm. We need you to be kind.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's looking, dude, he was looking at something. Oh my god. His mama straight up just didn't give a fuck about whatever shit that they told her to do. And she's just doing, dude, she's doing what mamas do, honestly. I don't know what her, you know, fundamental politics are at the end of the day. I don't really care. She gains my respect. I like her now. Like, I mean, the fact that she's just roasting him like this and going off script and honestly kind of like, you know, jabbing Fox entirely over all this. Like, this is great. Dude, I love this. Oh my god.
You're self-mentioned.
And then look at his smug little look. I mean, like I said, he has that fucking smug look on his face that I could just like squish like a moldy, soft, mushy potato, dude.
Stretch. So I get that. Use your voice responsibly to promote conversation that maintains a narrative thread.
Look at him! You know, he's just like, oh my god, my mom, what are you doing? Look at him, he's just like, God, Mom, I am a propagandist. I do not do journalism. You should understand this. God, Mom. Like, oh my god, look at him. Oh my lord. I love watching him squirm like this, dude. This is so good. Holy shit, this is great. Oh my god, I love this. Oh my god, this is awesome.
There really has been enough Biden bashing, and the laptop is
What? Hold on, I gotta hear that again. I gotta hear that one more time.
There really has been enough Biden bashing, and the laptop is old.
The laptop is old.
She said there really has been enough Biden bashing, and the laptop is old.
She did her own version of like, no one gives a damn. It's like, no one cares about your damn emails. She did that, basically, but just for the laptop, dude. I love it.
Mom is spitting here.
Perhaps you could suggest that your people take less interest, for example, in other people's bodies, and talk about that.
So that last point, I think that was a come out and be pro-choice point. Let's listen again.
That your people take less interest, for example, in other people's bodies, and talk about that.
So that's a...
I think that's also a subtle thing about, like, you know, people who are trans too, and about, like, gender affirming care, you know, when it comes to what they do with their bodies on that front as well. I think it's a little mixture of, you know, just broadly, you know, these different social issues that are impacting, like, people's, you know, like, autonomy when it comes to what they want to do with their body and shit like that.
Look, I'm a Democrat. I'm pro-choice. You're doing damage here. You should tell the government to get out of people's lives and away from their bodies. So I love this point underneath here. Calling into your son's show on national television to say you love him, but he's also a moron. Oh, that's true. Wait, there's more. There's more. Okay, let's listen to the...
Wait, what, really?
This will be fun.
You could suggest that your people take less interest, for example, in other people's bodies, and talk about that.
Oh, wait. We're trying to keep other people's interest away from children's bodies. That was the point of that segment.
Oh my god. I knew it. It was about trans rights. And you know what? Even her mom was like, nah, come on, dude, even she was rolling her eyes over that, like Kyle is. He's like, oh, come on. Everyone was. Oh my god. What a little cock to his own mom, bro. Getting bitch made by his own mother, dude. How's your mom more of a fucking man than you are, Jesse? I mean, goddamn, what a bitch, bro.
So maybe I'm missing context here. Apparently he ran some segment. I don't know if it was like an anti-gay segment talking about children. It's the old, like, they're grooming our kids or whatever. But she's not buying it, and he's trying to get her to buy it.
Mom, I love you.
Wait.
Oh, they're trying to hit her with the wrap it up. Speech. And she's like, no, wait. I'm your mother.
I am your mother.
Call the shots.
And I get the last say because I am the mother. I get the last say. Dude, she's pulling out the mother card on, like, every wait till... Dude, fucking get him.
Versus fanning the flames. You could encourage that Bedminster friend of yours to return to his earlier career on television. Everyone in his audience could wear a red hat.
God bless this woman. She's trying, dog. Look, I have no doubt she went off script here. They were not expecting all this. They weren't expecting a whole spiel where she's like...
The mama lecture.
Politically. And she's like, for the love of God, can you get Trump to drop out? This is getting crazy. This is wild here.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, Mom. I love you very much. And,
I love you. I'm thinking that a small dinner between 5 and 8
all
would
right,
be
we
the way
gotta
to
go, Mom. This is just like how things are at home. I love you. Bye.
Okay, there you go. There you go. I think they went off script. I think they were a little bit uncomfortable with it.
Dude, Jesse certainly was uncomfortable with it. Dude, he's trying to make it jabby, like, oh, you're trying to make the whole political conversations at dinner now on TV. Oh, you know how mothers are. Like, he's trying to do that shit, bro. Oh my god, what a fucking little beta, bro. What a little beta, dude. Oh my god. Oh, just inject that into my veins. That was so goddamn good. That was beautiful. That was awesome.
That many political points. But nonetheless, here we are. But, yeah, he's a smug frat boy looking type dude. And I'm sure he's going to continue with his tradition of, like, grilling furries live on the air.
Grilling furries, dude. Dude, I can't believe that. Dude, I love that. He was there, like, kind of getting uncomfortable with a fucking furry, like, and being interviewed in his fursuit and shit. Oh my god, dude. That was top tier shit. Honestly, like, it makes me want to do that, too. It's like one day when I get a fursuit, you know, I don't even reveal it here. You just see it on a Fox News segment with Jesse Waters first. Oh my god, dude, that would be goddamn top tier shit, bro. You know what, like, for the smugness and the annoyance that Jesse Waters is, like, he is really easy to kind of fuck on. And I think, you know, enough people are aware of that, you know, so that's why, at least, you know, whenever I do see him, it's funny. Even his own mom fucked on him, dude. Like, your own mom fucked on you. Like, live on air in front of a bunch of people. Get bitch made. Like, I mean, damn, retire immediately. Like, just, like, wow. That was just awesome, dude. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, fucking love it. My friend just sent me this. Piers Morgan says if the next James Bond actor is transgender, he will actually kill himself. Oh my god. I don't know if that's a real headline or not, but holy shit. Oh, well, man, that would be funny. What the fuck? Hey, Piers Morgan, don't tease us of a good time. No, literally no one likes you. Like, so, I mean, like, literally no one likes you, Piers Morgan. I mean, so, like, hey, hey, you're the one who said it. You're the one who said it, Piers. Oh my god. You know what? I hope the next James Bond is transgender. Jamie Bond, dude. The next Bond is, you know, like, also, like, initially starts as James Bond, then becomes Jamie Bond at the end of the movie. Because, you know, during, you know, part of the plot, you know, the side plot is that they're trying to, you know, like, you know, overcome their gender identity and stuff like that at the same time while stopping a crazy-ass villain and all this other shit. You know, and all that shebang. So, honestly, that might make for a pretty legit Bond movie in a weird way. If done right, because, like, you can make the crazy Bond villain like some crazy, like, Christian theocrat dude who's, like, trying to, you know, like, take secret government technology to, like, push, you know, like, for, like, you know, some sort of crazy Christian nationalistic thing or some shit. Or just, like, some weird cult. You could just make it, like, some template cult thing or something. And fucking, like, you know, put, like, some allegory towards, like, you know, far-right, you know, ultra-nationalistic Christian ideology about, like, you know, about, like, you know, gender commentary stuff on top of, you know, having a badass Bond flick a little bit. I mean, because there was Atomic Blonde. I mean, so there's already been at least one female Bond, you know, and a bunch of male Bonds. So, you know, hey. Yeah, at least, you know, the next step, yeah, at least when it comes to, like, you know, doing gender swap, you know, for a character or something, why not just do that? If done right, I think it could be done actually pretty decently, I feel like. If, you know, that would also make the hogs go absolutely fucking batshit insane. And I'd be here for it. So, I mean, because James Bond's just the alias of the spy. Like, I mean, you know, like, so, you know, it doesn't necessarily, like, because it's also like 007. Like, I mean, it's like their name / like number of MI6, so, like, their real identity isn't revealed, basically. So it's like an alias, essentially. So it's always been implied that way. At least, it's, you know, from what I, you know, could tell, you know, from, especially considering there's been multiple Bond actors over the years and shit, right? So, I mean, it makes sense, you know, in my mind. Like, where you could technically have, you know, a female Bond or really any other gendered Bond, technically. It's kind of like a John Doe or, like, you know, a Jane Doe thing, you know, it's like, so, it's just an alias. Man, it is getting way too fucking hot in here. Ugh. I'm starting to feel like a light shtick of the schwitz, even though I'm not, like, schwitten yet. And it sucks. Ugh. You know what? I need to tie this shit back. I don't have hair ties, and the other two that I had earlier, the other day fucking snapped. I have one more in my room, but is there another one I can use around here? I usually have these fuckers lying around, like, at any room at any given time, because I have so many of these fucking things. Wow. Surprisingly, I guess the only ones I did have snapped. Those were the ones. Shit. You know what? Putting it up my hat. Gotta make it work. Can I make this work? Okay, there we go. Alright, hey, we made it work. There we go. Oh, I have a cold drink that I can grab from the fridge. Yes! Hell yeah. Just remember that. You big butt. Seriously? Ah! God damn, bro. Come on. And you gotta quit fucking, like, you know, like, closing that door, okay? Can you stop? Goofy boy. Primal Carnal. Primal Carnal. What? Great. What the no. Man, every now and then I always get like loose hairs. I always like tickle the back of my arms and always annoys me sometimes. It's like, what the fuck? Boo. What was that? Yeah, just like one leg just sticking out randomly. Goofball. Just too sweaty for men. Oh, just too swimming. Making animal noises. Well, I mean, I'm not. I'm just sitting here going, ugh. Because this fucking heat. I'm not like full on sweating. I just gotta have like that surface level of like shtick that kind of happens before you start schwitting. And that's kind of like the more uncomfortable fucking, you know, thing that happens. Which I just like, ugh. So I love how you attempted and then gave up, and now you're actually sitting up and laying down on the other side of the door. I mean, look at his little butt. That's what he does. But he does this with the door closed. Like, he attempts to close the door, and then he does that. Like, he pretty much is in the same position he normally would be, but he's just... I got it so he can't open that door again. Or at least try to close it. Aw, you're just a sweet, cute little boy. You're just a sweet little boy, yes you is. He's making a sex joke. Obviously, our level of, you know, horniness are very starkly different. Oh, Yellowstone goes, jeez. Well, you realize that, like, Yellowstone isn't going to go off, like, anytime soon. They predict it's going to probably, like, go off in, like, the next, like, couple thousand to 10,000 years. Like, as much as people make movies and memes and all that shit about it, I mean, realistically, that ain't going off anytime soon. At least not on its own. Technically, we're overdue. Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, technically it could go off, yeah. I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, for all intents and purposes, sure, it could go off at any second. But the thing is, we would know that. We'd start, you know, feeling the, you know, rumblings and everything. Like, we'd be aware of that before it actually happened. And as it stands right now, it'd be chilling. It ain't really doing much. Like, Yellowstone's very heavily monitored. thought they could fed to warn us. Why wouldn't they? There would be more chaos with the fact that it went off and no one knew what to do, versus at least having some prep. Yeah, there'll be some panic buying, a lot of panic and shit. But the thing is, if you do that ahead of time, at least, quick enough, you can at least, quell that and calm it down and, help subside a lot of those issues and at least, kind of prep for that. Because if Yellowstone were to go off, it wouldn't just be the United States that would get impacted, the entire world would. Like, the only part of the, like, U.S. that wouldn't be impacted up until, like, pretty much up until, like, later in that same day. You have Yellowstone 100 miles from you. No, I don't. Yellowstone is, like, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from me. Like, it's, like, a few, like, probably at least, like, almost 1,000, probably. It's far away. Say 50 miles from me. Okay. I'm gonna go on Google Maps. I mean, are you talking about the caldera specifically? Yellowstone volcano. Well, there's Yellowstone Mountain, which is near Salem, but that's in Oregon. That's a different place. Like the supervolcano of, like, in Yellowstone, that's in Wyoming. Oops. Like, there is, like, the Cascadian and Yellowstone calderas, which, like, kind of, are right next to each other. Which, if Yellowstone were to go off, then the Cascadian caldera would go off, which means a lot of the fucking volcanoes, on the Cascade Mountains would go off. So that would be our issue. 50 miles away. Yeah, dude, you gotta send something on this one. Because I'm kind of skeptical, unless you specifically talk about Yellowstone Mountain in Oregon, which I'm pretty sure this is not that. Yeah, I'm reading. It doesn't really say anything about this mount specifically. Well, there's bison to hang out here. Okay, I'm done. I rewatched this segment. So you rewatched it? Was it talking about just Yellowstone Mountain in Oregon? Because that's just the name of a mountain that's up here. It's not, it's at Mount St. Helens. Oh, well, Mount St. Helens, well, yeah, like, I've been to Mount St. Helens, yeah, dude, Mount St. Helens, when that went off, yeah, like, my mom was actually in Portland at the time. My dad was in Montana, and both of them, vividly remember Mount St. Helens going off, because my mom saw that shit, from, a distance, because of Mount St. Helens being all the way, off, in the distance. Like, you can, depending on where you're at around here, you can actually see Mount St. Helens off in the distance, especially on a clear day. And, with, like, my dad, like, the next day after it went off, or I think it was even later that day, he basically said it was, like, the equivalent of it snowing because there was, like, 2 inches of ash and shit like that. There was, like, at least, like, a good inch or two of ash. So, I'll take better volcano movie than Volcano. Then to Dante Speak. Oh, that movie? I mean, both of them are kind of schlocky, but yeah, I definitely prefer Dante's Peak. I like Volcano too, but Dante's Peak is a little better. Because honestly, it's just because it's a little bit more realistic. I mean, Volcano is just like a cheesy schlock movie that's meant to be kind of fun. Here, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Ugh, actually, I need to put something in the fridge. You know? Alright. Hey, pop up. Come on, Goof. Goofy boy. Ugh. I saw you fly. Come back here. Yeah, come on, motherfucker. Let's do it. Let's go. Where'd you go? Come on, motherfucker. Asshole fly, dude. Dante's Peak also had the best Bond as the lead. I know what you're talking about, just forget the actor's name. Here. Gonna look it up just Pierce Brosnan. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is Pierce Brosnan. Don't know his last name. Yeah, it's yeah, hold on, let me go to cast here. Enough. Damn! Dude, there's a picture of him, like, in his older age. Holy shit, dude. Dude, he's looking good for his age, honestly, not even gonna lie. Damn, bro. He's actually looking pretty good for his age. Kind of looks like he'd be kind of like an old Gristle Cowboy or something. Hey, you know, hey, not too bad looking. To play an older Bond. Or, dude, oh, you know what? What if he played, like an anti-hero Bond villain? Like, he was like an agent for like a villain, but he ended up, you know, like, helping the Bond. Having a hand-off title transfer. No, wait, hold on. Like, what if we got him to be a cameo as, like, you know, an agent, you know, for the villain at first? You know, but then, you know, he switches sides and helps, you know, Bond, you know, and defects, you know, and, you know, in order to, like, you know, save not only his own skin, but also realize that, you know, fell into that, you know, whole cult, you know, idea. At least if the premise that I had an idea when it came to my pitch. They'll at least, you know, get some other Bond fans, you know, to come up and be like, alright, well, I guess Pierce Brosnan, you know, pops in. Yeah. Don't mention anything about, you know, his character necessarily. Just, you know, show the fact that he's there. You know, so then you can kind of, you know, make that whole little twist work a little bit and shit. Like, I mean, that could work. Yeah, honestly, I'm actually kind of more, like, liking this whole trans Bond movie pitch idea the more I'm talking about it. We should confirm this with Rose. We should get him in here, because I know he's, like, a big, you know, story guy. We should get him in here and, like, fucking, you know, see. Because I think, honestly, like, because especially when it comes to the whole, like, you know, Chud, you know, freak out, like, that will help give it publicity. Like, I mean, you know, like, I think, you know, if done right when it comes to, like, the plot, when it comes to, like, different things, like commentary and shit like that. Having been an old MI6 agent and rogue. Oh, you know what? That could tie in as a reference and Easter egg to GoldenEye, dude. Because of 006. Dude, that could be a tie-in a little bit. Oh, I'm kind of liking it. I kind of like that. Get some Bond references from past Bond movies in there a little bit, like little Easter eggs and shit. Dude, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. See, that's how you do some nostalgia. You create like a totally new premise and a totally different idea. Add some, you know, like, you know, a little extra social commentary stuff, you know, some shit like that. And every now and then add some Easter eggs and shit. Like, that's honestly how you hit some nostalgia. Like, you know, at least if you want to keep doing a franchise thing, but at least, you know, for Bond, you know, like as a franchise, I mean, you know, and so honestly just change it up a little bit, you know, that's something that you can technically keep going with, you know, so change it up a little bit, you know, add, you know, some different things, you know, add different themes, motifs, shit like that. Have a cult be a Jim Jones style, socialist style cult. Yeah, I could see that. Or at least like some sort of like, you know, religious revolutionary cult of a sort. So maybe you can take some adaptations from the Branch Davidians, like a few of these, you know, like maybe even like, you know, some Charles Manson vibes, you know, a little bit. Get some, you know, you know, I feel like you can get some allegories from different cults and shit like that, you know, interwoven with it a little bit. Join go to that. Wants to try to do better and joins the cult because of that. He isn't a true believer. Yeah. If anything, he just kind of gets, you know, like wounded up into it just because, you know, it's like one of those things that gives purpose, so to speak. It's one of those things that cultists, you know, tend to manipulate in people when they're disenfranchised and desperate and kind of looking for a scapegoat, so to speak. I'm kind of liking it, honestly. I kind of dig the idea. Because honestly, like I said, if done right, I feel like, you know, it could actually be a pretty decent Bond movie. Because you can have it take place in different parts of the world, too. Like, I mean, I definitely think, you know, a good chunk of it should probably be in the U.S. a little bit. Like, MI6, you know, like, you know, got hit by, like, you know, some smaller branches of the cult, you know, like in England and stuff like that. And it's been spreading into Europe a little bit, so now they have to get involved and hit it at the source, like in some random fucking place in Wyoming or some shit that's like really hitting off away from people. Or make it like referential to like maybe like, you know, have it in like maybe South America, like equivalent, you know, in the like Guyana, you know, kind of like where Jonestown was. You know, maybe have an Easter egg about that, you know, about like it being kind of, you know, referential to like a big name cult like the People's Temple. I mean, dude, honestly, there could be some little interesting shit that could really be interwoven into this idea, honestly. Like, because, you know, different locations, you know, could be where like these cultists are, could, you know, be like tied into like, you know, things where actual cults, you know, have made their happenings and shit, like in Waco, Guyana with Jonestown. I mean, it doesn't have to be Jonestown, but at least, you know, just in the country, Guyana. Like there's Idaho with Ruby Ridge. You got like all these different places, you know, that I think, you know, could be interwoven a little bit. You don't necessarily have to make them these exact places, but, you know, make them in the same states, like in Texas, Idaho, you know, or at least in, you know, different countries and shit, like with Guyana. I think that could be interwoven really well, like, you know, when it comes to that type of shit. But it ends with words rather than blood. Sure, they punch and shoot each other a few times, but no one gets seriously hurt. I don't know necessarily about them shooting at each other. You know, like, let them have a little fist fight or have them, like, rough it out a little bit, but I wouldn't necessarily, like, you know, go that far with it. His kid's with him, and you have to save his kid from the leader. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We don't want to, like, get a little too, you know, complicated with it. Because you want to add, like, a little subplot, you know, some side story shit, you know, but you don't want it to get too complicated. And also, you don't really necessarily want it to be too cheesy, either. Feel like, oh, you gotta save the kid, you know, it kind of, well, man, it kind of feels almost a little, like, Die Hard-ish, in a sense, like, with Bruce Willis saving his daughter and all that. It's like, I mean, it could work, but, I don't know, I'm a little more iffy about that. I mean, I think the idea of having to save kids in the cult, though, I think does work. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it. I mean, it's just specifically for a kid. It's like, I mean, you know, let's go for a Die Hard 1 feel. At least when it eventually comes to the point where they have to, like, hit the main cult compound, I do think, you know, there should definitely be a lot of shooting going on. I mean, it's a Bond movie. You gotta have all the action and shit, you know? And all the crazy gizmos and gadgets and stuff like that. I mean, you gotta have that shit, you know what I mean? So, I definitely think, you know, there definitely needs to be a lot of that for sure. I mean, especially when you have cult religious extremists, you know, they're definitely going to be more gung-ho about using guns and shit, right? Like, you know, because they're very, you know, zealous and, you know, crusader-like, you know, with their fucking, you know, religion, so. I think it would work. Old guy provides sniper fire. Oh, yeah. Because, you know, it's kind of see him, you know, being disenfranchised, but prior to finding the cult and everything, you know, he was just kind of, like, out Wyoming, retired, fucking just hunting and yada yada or something. Last Bond that goes go and reveals the trans mind has earned his respect. I mean, yeah, I could kind of see that working out. I don't want to necessarily have Pierce Brosnan's character die, though. I mean, but, I mean, hey, I think, you know, if it works for the plot, it will work for the plot. You know what? There would be some heartstrings pulled. Be like, no, the Pierce Brosnan bot, like, did that. But you know what? I could kind of feel that a little bit. I mean, because I just thought about it. I was like, oh, you know what though? If it works for the plot, then actually, it would be good though. Yeah, because then it'll have like a pretty good emotional moment. You know, you have your emotional moment in the movie. Who would the trans Bond's, like, you know, woman be, you know what I mean? Or would it be a man? Like, who would their, you know, little, you know, lay be for the film? Because every Bond always has, like, you know, a chick or, you know, something that they lay with, right? So, I mean, you gotta at least have that go on. And, you know, you have to have that, you know, involved. So, you know, should we change it up and be a dude? Or could it be a woman or so? I don't know. You know what? This one could be either way, I feel like, actually. You know, like, honestly, I kind of feel like, you know, that, you know, like, that could go legitimately either way. Elliot Page? Have Elliot Page there? I mean, I guess, you know, that, honestly, that could work. You know what? That could work, actually. Does Elliot still do acting? Is Trans Man right, or did I name it wrong? No, it's Elliot Page. You're right. Yeah, it's Trans Man. But yeah, like, I'm just wondering how, like, because it has, like, if Elliot Page is still doing acting, then I think that could work. But if not, then maybe we can, you know, be like, hey, one more paycheck. You know, it's like, so I don't know. I mean, actually, that could work. I know Elliot Page, you know, in the past, at least prior to transitioning, you know, did serious drama roles. Like, he was in Juno, you know, in that movie. I remember that, you know, before transitioning and shit. Which, that movie was actually pretty good, from what I remember. But, I mean, either way. I think that could actually work, now that I think about it, though. Yeah, being great before your transition for The Last of Us. Yeah, I could see it, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like he probably could, work either way. Not saying he shouldn't have, but I could see him in that role as a girl. I guess it could have gone either way with that type of character. But at least, for the whole Bond element, I could kind of actually see this. Like, maybe, in, like, somewhere in, like, I don't know. Were there any, like, religious cults in Germany or anything? Or, like, in France or something? There should be, like, because I'm thinking it should be, like, in an urban city environment. Like, in our Bond, our trans Bond goes into, a queer bar. And hangs out and, meets with, with our Elliot Page character. And that's, where they kind of get their fling. And I think that's, kind of like, wasn't there a bunch of UFO cults in Germany in the 80s? I don't know. Honestly, I would not be shocked at all. I mean, think about it. Got East and West Germany going on, and there's a lot of military activity and shit. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people saw some weird shit that they couldn't explain. So, I would not be surprised if there were cults made out of that. So, I mean, I don't know, though. But there's a Bruderhof coat. Ooh, the Brudenhof coat. Well, see, I feel like, this whole trans Bond idea, see, here's another idea with it. Like, with our, villain in their cult. Like, here, let me look it up, actually. Because I'm kind of curious. Where were they all stationed at? Bruderhof cult. Anabaptist Christian movement that was founded in Germany in 1920. So, this would even work. Oh, wow, they even had communities in the US, the UK, Austria, Paraguay, and Australia. Oh, dude, this makes it even better. Oh my God, are they still a thing? Yeah, they're still a thing. I guess they're all about, like, peace and common ownership, non-violence, stuff like that. Okay, so are they, like, not a bad church? Evangelical, practice early Christianity. German Lutheran theologians. They don't hold private property, but so they're very communal. Nobody receives a salary or has a bank account. Well, okay then. They believe divorce or remarriage is wrong. Support remarriage. Okay, so they're those type of weirdos. Nonconformity of the world. Wear plain dress of women adorning a head covering, typically a hanging veil, in accordance with their interpretation of 1 Corinthians 11 of the Christian Bible. Oh my God. Ew. Yeah, ew. So there's like a mixture of like kind of like communal communist stuff, but also very theocratic extremist shit. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I guess they're worldwide for the most part. I mean, so, I mean, honestly, yeah, this would actually kind of work. So maybe, like, at least they're strapping, but yeah, it says, like, at the very beginning, they practice believers' baptism, non-violence, and peacemaking. So, yeah, they're not violent. So, I mean, we could kind of, like, honestly, I feel like, they're, we can have, like, maybe I don't know, like, if they had any specific places in Germany where they were set up, but, like, take, like, I don't know, like, let's see, where were they first, like, it was back in the 20s, but, where, yeah, present, let's just, locations. What? Whoa, wait, what the hell? So there were some established in 2005 and 2006. There's Armandale in Australia, which is in New South Wales in 2005, and then Bayboro in Florida in 2006. Oh my god, there's one that's even newer. Oh my god, there's another one. Oh my god. 2015, Durham, North Carolina, the Durham House. I guarantee you there's like some weird sex shit going on in that. And then there's 2020 in Madisonville, Tennessee. In Hiwassee? The Hiwassee House or something? Okay. 2019, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh my god. Dude, there's a lot of these in the US, dude. At least in recent. What the fuck, man? Alright, Fly, where are you? I'm hearing your ass. Fucking bitches. Man, they really do have like a few everywhere. Like, it doesn't even say. Do any of these say? Oh wait, yeah, Sanas, Senator Sanas in Germany, 2002. Oh, then there's Holzlands in Germany, Bad Holster Klausnitz in Thuringia. These new versions embrace violence. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that has to be interwoven for sure. I mean, the non-violent implication for a Bond villain thing would not work. I mean, they have to be, obviously. So, I mean, but honestly, we could use, like, you know, elements, you know, to kind of reference, you know, these guys a little bit, with, like, at least their Christian extremist part of their, you know, of their element of things. And then, basically just, like, I don't know, take, like, Holzland, or, like, you know, Bad Cultist Anonymous, or whatever the fuck it's called, you know, like Thuringia or whatever. Like, I mean, you could do something like that. I mean, honestly, a lot of these different little, you know, places actually would work. I'm honestly surprised how many of them are in the U.S. Like, it seems like all these, like, Bruderhof cult dudes, you know, have kind of migrated to the U.S. now. You're done with their shit. Now they're in Australia and in the U.S. now. Kind of giving Far Cry 5 vibes. Yeah, honestly, like, the cult in Far Cry 5 is partly what I'm, you know, thinking about. But, you know, but just its own vibe, and honestly, like, international. The cult took over Montana. Yeah, I know, I have that game. Yeah, and there's, like, you know, 3, like, little side leaders that you have to deal with, you know, before you deal with the main dude. One of them's, like, the paramilitary trainer, and the other one's like the alchemist drug hippie freak lady, and the other one is I forgot what the other guy was. I couldn't beat that game. I beat it once, and once I was done, I, you know, kind of played back about like halfway through, you know, so I can at least still kind of like fuck around with them and shit. The shooting's intense in that. Yeah, I like it though. Because every now and then, I'll just take that, like, an MG42 and just, like, station myself on a tree line and just see all of these motherfuckers just chilling. And just go, just burnt all of them down, and it'd be glorious. I just hate how they have health bars. Like, I wish they didn't implement that. Like, that's the one thing that annoyed me. It's just like, I mean, if I headshot a motherfucker, they should be immediately dead, not having their health bar go down to halfway. Like, I mean, that don't make sense. That's the only thing that really kind of annoyed me about that game, but other than that, it was fun. Wish I had a bow and arrow. Didn't they have a bow and arrow? I'm pretty sure they had a bow and arrow in that game. For more silent plays. I'm pretty sure they did. I never got one. I distinctly remember it. I think you had to buy it. Like, if you go to one of the shops and stuff, like, I think it's one of those things where you had to buy it. So, I mean... yeah, because I distinctly remember there being a bow and arrow in that game. I'm pretty sure there is. But I only got a third of the way for the game. Well, that would explain it. If you only got that far in the game, that's probably why you didn't get it. But still, fucking bear boss kept killing me. Oh, the bear. Well, that's why you kind of have to explore the map a little bit and like kind of like gain money and stuff like that, do side quests and shit, because that'll help you deal with bosses when you have to fight them. Because, yeah, like, I mean, I kind of remember that bear. I had a tough time with that, too, so don't feel bad about that. Like, when I had my first playthrough, I had a lot of difficulty going for that shit, too. Good bed sleeping time. Well, I was probably going to grab myself some lunch here pretty soon. Take a little break for, for a little bit. And all that shit. Ooh, that was a little hard shit. Ew, grape drink? What do you mean, ew? Tastes good. Let's give me electrolytes. At least it ain't, like, fucking, like, some weird-ass, like, it's nasty. I mean, I will admit, it's not the best flavor. I prefer, like, fruit punch or, like, a strawberry, honestly. Like, those, like, or, like, a strawberry lemonade or, like, strawberry, cherry or something like that. Like, yeah, like, those ones are pretty good. Strawberry banana. But, I mean, you know, like, grape isn't really necessarily my most favorite, but I like it. I could work in bed last night. Oh my fucking god. Goodness gracious. I expect you to know I should make a mama joke. Good. Because I would at least time you out, probably. Be like, alright, you get a timeout. You get a naughty chair. I'm about to give this fucking, you know, fly not just a naughty chair, but the fucking electric chair. If I had those means. I need to get us. Oh my god, you know, I should get one of those, like, electric lanterns. Dude, I should totally get one of those. That'd be cool. Naughty Priest. You know, needs a Naughty Priest of his own. Hey? Maybe one day. But it ain't gonna be today. You don't have to bark at every little thing outside, you know that, right? Go get weed. I don't really need to. And liquor's so twisted for once. Do you think I'm just, like, swimming in money? Like, good lord. You're just one of those individual situations, aren't you? Yes, oh my god. Well, no. Or so than me. Well, even then, I still have to literally live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, despite that, so, I mean... It's not as much as you think. I mean, sometimes, I mean, especially when holidays come around. Because of holiday pay, but, I mean, honestly, it's not as much. With 5 shows in a row. Yeah, because there was a lot of different, like, holidays that came up, so I had holiday pay, and I was able to go to them, and a lot of it was on a whim anyway. Like, if I didn't go to those shows, I would have a lot more money right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I mean, most of my money went to buy merch at those shows. And a couple drinks. But mostly merch at those shows. Which is probably $100 a show. No? There were smaller shows. Like, I mean, the Safe Air show was only $30, $25, but, you know, there's a little small service fee. It wasn't with Ticketmaster. It was like some other site. And then the Punk show was free. It's just more of a donation thing, basically. And then there's fucking... What was it? Oh, and then Havoc. That was literally only $25 fees and all. Because the tickets were only about 20. So, I mean, those are just tickets. But yeah, like, you know, I mean, when merch and all included, yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably spent about at least 100. In fact, I know I did, at least for Safe Airs, because I brought $100 with me. And most of that, and about $80 of that went to merch. Or at least about $70 went to it. Buy Spencer band shirts in the 80s. You drop hundreds for full band outfit. He had Motley Crue shirt, pants signed by everyone. Yeah, I haven't gone that far out yet. I'm just like dropping hundreds on shit. I've seen people do it, but I ain't that fucking loaded. I just want to grab a band shirt, maybe like some stickers or, you know, like a cool poster or something like that. And that's about as far as it goes for me. So, I mean, I ain't going out of my way. I might get a bandana or some other shit like that. You know, I might grab something else, but maybe a hat, like, you know, like this hat. But every now and then, for the most part, I'm just grabbing a band shirt. He had shirts from our Motley Crue tour from the start to the mid-90s. Damn, that's some dedication right there. Now that's a fan. But hey, nice. I dig it. But, you know, I'll get myself some lunch. You know, someone to tell me my mom spending the 80s following them. Damn, from show to show. Well, it's not really necessarily being homeless. He's just like, you know, tour riding, basically. Just like following up for tour to tour and just like, you know, going for wherever town they're going to. That's pretty much what he did. I guess technically he's being homeless, but I mean, it's only a technicality. But anyway, I'm gonna grab myself some lunch and stuff, take a little break, and you know, be back a little later tonight. All that phone shit. So, anyway, we'll find some more stuff to react to and have fun and react and blah blah blah. You know the drill, usual shit. So, peace out, and of course,